This is a very good team, and this starts a very important stretch over the next 5 games here between now and the Thanksgiving weekend for UW Stevens Point.
Yeah, absolutely, Tommy. If you look at the schedule and way it's set up, the competition has got harder gradually. Went on a good road trip. Now back at home, played St. Mary's, a very game St. Mary's team last night, and now the Tommies, again, preseason picked by the coaches and the MIAC to win their conference. A team that the Pointers have played very good games against, tight games, close checking games, including an NCAA quarterfinal game a few years ago. So a big test for the Pointers in this team to see what they're all about. I think it's a great measuring stick. By the end of this next 5 weeks, Tommy, we'll know where the Pointers are at in the national realm of things.
Obviously, they're the top-ranked team in the country right now, but I think fair to say a team still looking to put together a complete 60 minutes.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I think that you're looking at 20 minutes here last Saturday night against Bethel, and then the first 20 minutes on last night against St. Mary's, and then somewhere in between for the rest of the season, Tommy, really. Yep. They're still putting it together, trying to put it together 3 20-minute periods. If the positive thing is, if they're able to do that, watch out, because the offensive power with the Pointers is quite strong this season.
Stevens Point got 2 goals from their defense last night. Steven Qualiata and Drew McLean. Pointers out shooting St. Mary's 19-5. Really roll it in the first period, but then St. Mary's did a nice job of adjusting, and over the second and third period actually outshot the Pointers 19-16. Got some very timely goaltending down the stretch from Connor Rickman. The Pointers are going to have to be better tonight overall.
Oh, 100%, Tommy. I think that's the understatement. If the Pointers want to compete tonight, they're going to have to play the complete game. They're going to have to play a lot like themselves. We'll get into it as the game goes on and the pregame show moves forward. They're looking pretty much at a carbon copy as far as systems go. The way the Tommies want to play is exactly the way the Pointers are going to want to play. So it'll be interesting. Talent level is there for the Tommies. You have to think that they're trying to make a statement against the WIAC as well.
And especially after a hard-fought 2-1 loss last night. I had a chance to catch up with former Pointer defenseman and St. Thomas assistant coach Nick Beadall. We'll hear that in our first intermission tonight. He said they played their best game of the year last night in a 2-1 loss. Eau Claire got a power play goal, went 6 for 6 on the penalty kill, and St. Thomas held Eau Claire to only 20 shots on goal last night.
Absolutely. Very good defensively. Young goaltender, but normally St. Thomas has good goaltending in between the pipes. So just another team to look at when you look at the whole national realm of things come March. Tommy, this is a team that the Pointers are going to get measured against.
Yep, St. Thomas 15th in the D3 hockey, or excuse me, the U.S. College Hockey Online poll, 15th. And ranked teams abound for the Pointers coming up here as St. Thomas comes in at 3-1-1 overall. The Pointers at 4-0-1. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll update you on the other scores from last night. We've got some big finals in from today already, and we'll get you set with Pointers coach Tyler Krieger. The Pointers get set for St. Thomas here at KB Willett Arena. More of our pregame show coming up in 2 minutes on Sportsfan 100.5. All right, back here at Willett Arena, Tom Weaver, Sean McMahon, our pregame show rolling on. And Sean, a little bit of a question mark about the Pointer lineup here tonight. Yeah. Ethan Strong on defense will not be able to go here tonight. Chris Alleman, who's been nicked up a bit, went through the pregame skate, and we are awaiting word to see if he can go. If not, we may see the debut of freshman Jordan Fader up front here tonight. So some options here for Coach Krieger, and I would imagine we'll get a decision here pretty quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. The only really thing we know, Tommy, is Connor Rickman's going to play again tonight.
Exactly.
And he's kind of taken this job by the Bulls, right? So far, so good.
Yep. So other games last night. Good night for the WIAC, as we mentioned. Stevens Point beating St. Mary's. Eau Claire beating St. Thomas. Stout, a 3-1 win over St. Olaf. Stout outshooting the Olies 41-20. But St. Olaf led 1-0 after one. Stout with 2 in the second. And Tommy Algren made 18 saves to get his second win of the year. River Falls had a 4-1 lead after 2 periods. Concordia, a couple late goals and a couple of power play goals. But the Falcons hold off the Cobbers 5-4 last night. And it is Gustavus beating Superior. Another game tied at 2 after 2 periods. 2 power play goals in the third period. Robbie Gore for Gustavus. 44 saves to get the win for the Golden Gusties. Other games in the MIAC last night. Augsburg beat Bethel 5-0. Hamlin over St. John's 4-1. St. Norbert beat Trine 4-0. Adrian beat Finlandia 4-1. Aurora keeps rolling. They beat Lawrence 4-1. Marion over Lake Forest 2-1. MSOE beats Northland 5-2. And St. Scholastica beats Concordia 4-2. And Sean, the standings last night.
Yeah.
Through the games last night. First place in the NCHA North, Marion. First place in the NCHA South, Aurora.
Head scratcher?
Exactly. And it was a rough night for the top-ranked teams in the country as well.
Mm-hmm.
Second-ranked Geneseo lost to Plattsburgh 3-2. Ninth-ranked Utica lost to Nazareth 4-3. 10th-ranked Norwich lost to 14th-ranked UMass Boston 4-2. And Salve, Regina, and Curry, Salve, the 6th-ranked team in the country that we know all about, tied at 4. And some big games already in from today.
Well,
in the NCHA, St. Norbert had a 3-0 lead after 2 periods, only to see the Bulldogs score 3 in the third and get the overtime winner. Brian Yim with a goal in the final minute and the overtime winner. And it is a 4-3 win for Adrian in overtime. Lake Forest beats Lawrence 5-1. Northland over Concordia, Wisconsin 4-2. MSOE and St. Scholastica skate to a 2-all tie. Aurora and Marion, a night game tonight. Marion coming in the 13th ranked team in the country. Pointers will be at Falcons get the win there, and 8th ranked Eau Claire defeated Superior by a score of 5-4. Pointer football team, a big win today. They close out the season at 4-6, 39-25 on the road at River Falls. And let's see here, the ranked teams again. Norwich, Sean, this afternoon fell to Babson 3-2, and 15th ranked Nichols, who will be here for the Thanksgiving tournament in a couple of weeks, fell to Endicott 6-2. So
yikes.
Norwich goes 0-2 on the weekend, and we'll have some juggling in the polls once again. Here at Stevens Point against 15th ranked St. Thomas, Sean, Chris Alleman is going to go. So the lineup set for the Pointers here with Ethan Strong out of the lineup. So it will be Stephen Beauvais and Ryan Bittner, Danny Corrali with Drew McLean, Stephen Qualiato with Tristan Conrad, and they will dress Chris Alleman as the 7th seventh defenseman here tonight. That means Ryan McKellar comes out of the lineup. He dressed as the 13th forward last night. So they will give it a go here, and it'll be Connor Rickman getting the start in net for Stevens Point. Andrew Rokel will get the start, the senior goaltender for St. Thomas. He really energized them a year ago.
Yes, he did.
For the Tommies, a team that won the MIAC regular season but lost in the MIAC semis and overtime to Gustavus. All right, we'll take another 2-minute break. We come back, we'll hear from the head coach of the Pointers, Tyler Krieger. Continue with our Pointer pregame show on Sports Fan 100.5. Tonight, the Pointers hosting St. Thomas at Willett Arena, second of two at home this weekend at Willett Arena. And we now talk with Pointers head coach Tyler Krieger. And, Coach, your fellows, I thought, really hung on for a very important win last night. And, you know, we often talk about how the way things go with the national picture of things, you know, the difference between a win or a tie or even dropping that one last night, you know, you need every point you can get. So that was a very important win for you.
Yeah, you know, it's huge. You know, there's positives to take away from the game and things that we need to work on. But, you know, we came out and I think we had a very good first period, probably our best period of the year all together. And then, you know, it was they made adjustments and, you know, so got into some penalty trouble there in the second and, you know, never really got in a groove and came out in the third and had a good, you know, first couple shifts and then, you know, give up a goal right after we get one. And then, you know, like you said, we kind of hung on there till the end, you know, so I guess to look at the bright side, it's a good experience that we got, you know, expect to be in that situation with the lead and late in games. So it's, you know, it's good for us to work on that and kind of get some guys in situations that they haven't been in before.
You've had a chance, obviously, to break this thing down from a video standpoint. You know, after that first period, what adjustments did they make? They made life really difficult for you to get to the middle of the ice or the front of the net, right?
Yeah, I mean, they started clogging up the neutral zone. They played it, you know, put more guys up the red line and try to hold the red line a little bit stronger and not allow us zone entry, skating the puck. And, you know, our guys were, you know, essentially banging their head against the wall, still trying to carry a puck in the zone versus just, you know, chipping it in possession and make them play 200 feet to live another day. And you play a transition team like that, that's what teams are going to do against us. We want to play a puck possession type of game where, you know, we cycle down low, we grind them on offense and tire them out, make them play defense and zone coverage. But when we can't get the puck in the zone, it makes life a little hard. So, I mean, you know, there's certain areas of situational awareness, especially in the second period with the long line change. That's all puck possession, puck management, kind of knowing where the shift is at, where the game is at, when to, you know, chip it in if we need a line change or, you know, when we do attack. And we just got to make smarter plays all the way around.
When a team like that makes adjustments, kind of dealing with those, it's you know, kind of equal parts awareness for the guys on the ice and you and Bads and Dix on the bench here. It kind of works both ways of awareness and moving that along to try to adjust to what they're adjusting to, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, we want teams to adjust to us, which, you know, they did. We want to dictate the pace of play, and you know, not a lot of things that we want to switch in our game, but there's minor details that you know, we need to be able to switch mid-game, you know, based on adjustments of what they're doing, whether it's a face-off play, whether it's a neutral zone. You know, we got to be able to make those adjustments on the fly. On special teams, you know, we get better teams. There's going to be matchups going both ways, so we need to, you know, we need to be able to make those adjustments quicker.
I would have to think that on the list of coaching pet peeves for guys, there's always the, you know, giving up a goal in the last minute or first minute of the period, whatever. I would have to think that, you know, giving up a goal 10 seconds after you get a 2-goal lead is right up there, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, we like I said, we came out and dominated 4 shifts and then get a goal in the third to start it, and, you know, it's happy days from there. And then, you know, 10 seconds later, it's oh crap, we're hanging on now. Yeah. So, you know, change the momentum of that game. You know, it's a game of momentum. So, you know, those shifts following a goal on either a goal for or a goal against are huge.
Very important effort from your goaltender, Connor Rickman, last night. You know, with that buzzsaw you came up with early, he didn't see a whole lot of action. That's one of those games that's kind of hard for him to keep in, and he made some big stops for you down the stretch. For a guy who's still coming along for you and learning, you know, he's making progress, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely. He's you know, he's getting comfortable back there. You can see he's, you know, the more games he plays, you know, the more confident he's getting in his game. You know, he's got a little bit of swagger to his game that's starting to show, and I think the guys have more confidence playing in front of him here. So, you know, he's just a steady Eddie back there. He never gets rattled. You know, when we're scrambling E-zone, you know, he'll make the save look easy, cover the puck, get us a whistle, and kind of settle things down. And, you know, it's nice to see.
Let's talk about the St. Thomas team. A 2-1 loss at Eau Claire last night in a game that looked to be, you know, one of those get your money's worth. A 2-1 win for Eau Claire to keep their rolling. This is a very good hockey team you're going to see here tonight. Yeah,
you know, it's a good team. You know, they got a lot of good players. They got a lot of size up front. They're very well coached, very well structured. You know, there's not a lot of loose areas in their game. They make you work for every single inch on the ice. They're going to clog the neutral zone again. We're going to have to commit to get the puck deep, and when we do, they're very good in their D-zone coverage. They give you no time and space, so our guys are going to have to, you know, fight to get inside position on pucks, fight in the slot to, you know, get their hands on pucks, 2 hands on sticks, battles. It's going to be a war out there. So, you know, it's just a totally different mindset of what we've seen probably the last couple of weeks. So I think it'll be good preparing us for the rest of the year.
Is this you know, a lot of these MIAC teams? You know, they may rely on
two lines up front and a pair or two DYs. That I always get the impression St. Thomas has a little bit more depth than some of these other teams do.
Yeah, definitely. They get that's the thing. That's exactly on the point. They got the biggest. That's the biggest difference between them and the other Mike schools is they got some guys out of the lineup that are good players. So they're top to.
Come Thanksgiving weekend, and if you got family and friends that want to come and see some great college hockey, Thanksgiving weekend, you and I will be here for the whole thing. So
Absolutely.
might as well join us, right?
Yep, absolutely. As Nichols and St. Thomas will be the first, or I take that back. It'll be Utica and St. Thomas in the first game of the Thanksgiving tournament, and then Stevens Point will take on Nichols. Nichols came into the weekend ranked 15th in one poll, and St. Thomas about in the same, depending on which poll you look at.
Yep.
Utica has been a top 10 team here, but with a loss last night. So, but then you look at this stretch here, it's Marion, St. Norbert next weekend, and then Nichols, St. Thomas, Utica the following weekend, and then you get into WIAC play with River Falls and Superior, and then Concordia, Lake Forest, and Lawrence to close out the first half. It's hard to believe, Sean, when you only play 25 games here. We're a quarter of the way, almost a quarter of the way through the season here.
And the first half really is where you get a lot of the work in, Tommy. A bye week is in the second half. There's a couple lulls in the schedule with WIAC play, but this is it, Tommy.
Yeah.
You kind of felt yourselves out, figured everything out. Now it's time to go and really haul the mail until Christmas break.
Yeah. Sean, if I would have told you in August that after, 6 games here, or 4 games basically, that the NCHA standings would have Marion St. Scholastica atop the North, and Aurora atop the South. You probably would have had me seeking
I would have.
some
Yes, I would have told
mental
you.
guidance of
Yeah.
some point.
Yep.
So,
Exactly.
unbelievable. So, yep. Take nothing for granted here, and that's why, that win last night that the Pointers able to come away with, Sean, you can't underestimate, we've seen those things get turned around and go south in the past.
Absolutely, and it's kind of just survive, Tommy. It sounds corny with like the old men's basketball mantra, survive and advance, but I mean, really, that's what it's been the first couple weeks of the season. Just get a win. That's all that matters at the end of the day. How pretty, ugly it looks. Obviously you want to start playing some better hockey, but man, the W's count, especially in the Pointers side.
All right, here's our starting lineups tonight. First of all, for the Tommies of St. Thomas, they will go with the senior netminder Andrew Rokel. He is a senior out of Edina, Minnesota. He comes in 2-1-1 overall, a goals against average of 2.47 and a save percentage of 90.8%. The defenseman Elijah Latimer, a sophomore out of Clifford Township, Pennsylvania, and Derek Olmshank, a junior out of Lino Lakes, Minnesota. Up front, this is where they do the heavy lifting. The centerman Brett Gavelli, junior out of Forest Lake, Minnesota. Tanner Barnes, the former Wisconsin Badger, and the senior transfer out of Burnsville, Minnesota. And John Panvica, a junior out of Bloomington, Minnesota. Head coach Jeff Besser in his 9th season, 128 wins, 64 losses, and 24 ties. 25 years as an assistant at St. Thomas under legendary coach Terry Skripek. He played at St. Thomas. He was the MIAC MVP in 1974. And, John, I did not know this. He played on the 1976 U.S. Olympic team that was coached by Bob Johnson.
Come on.
And ranks 3rd all-time in scoring, still there. So in his 5th decade with the Tommies as either a player, assistant coach, or whatever it may be. Jeff Besser in his 9th season. This team won the MIAC regular season championship last year. They lost to Gustavus in the semifinals in overtime. They went 16-9-1 a year ago. 36 consecutive winning seasons for the Tommies. Sean, that win by Stevens Point at St. Thomas a year ago was a great one.
Yes,
2-1 in overtime on November the 11th. Tanner Carty with a game winner at 43 seconds into overtime. For the Pointers, UW Stevens Point, Connor Rickman gets the start. The 6', 170-pound sophomore out of Minesing, Ontario. 4-0 on the season, a goals against average of 2, and a save percentage of 90.8%. The defensemen are Ryan Bittner, 6'3", 190, and a sophomore out of Crookston, Minnesota. And Stephen Beauvais, he is 5'10", 170, and a senior out of Shelby Township, Michigan. Sean, they will go with the line they went in the third period with last night. Zach Zeck is the centerman, 5'10", 175, and a sophomore out of South Lyon, Michigan. The left wing, Colin Raver, 6'3", 185, and a sophomore out of Bartlett, Illinois. And the right wing, Tanner Carty, the 5'9", 185-pound senior All-American captain out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Tyler Krieger in his 2nd season with the Pointers, 25-6-4, assisted by Evan Dixon, celebrating a birthday today.
Yes.
So the birthday boy will join us in the first intermission. And Zach Badalamenti. All-time series Stevens Point leads 13-6-2. The Pointers have won 5 straight, outscoring the Tommies 13-3. We'll take a break, come back with the opening face-off in 2 minutes. This is Pointer Hockey on Sports Fan 100.5. All right, we are ready to roll here from Willett Arena. Nice crowd has made its way in here, and we should have a good one. Scott Roth, Dustin Martin, the referees, Jason Peters, Jason Sell are the linesmen. Sean, I thought they did a nice job last night.
Yeah, absolutely. Called the calls that needed to be called. Didn't get too chippy with the slashing and the hooking calls that we've seen in the past, so absolutely.
Pointer lineup tonight, Zach with Tanner Carty, Colin Raver, TJ Rue with Brendan Miller, and Logan Fredericks, Carter Rue with Luke McElhaney, Baxter Canner, Austin Kelly with BJ Duffin and Brandon McReynolds. The deep pairs, Stephen Beauvais, Ryan Bittner, Drew McLean, Danny Corrali, Stephen Qualiata, Tristan Conrad, Chris Alleman is the 7th defenseman. We are set to go from our Mark Toyota broadcast booth. Our opening faceoff is brought to you by Miller Lite, and the Pointers control the opening draw. Zek feeds it back. Bittner will hammer it in, far side Zek. He'll send it deep into the far corner. St. Thomas back. Pointers try to center it, and near side, Tanner Carty shoved off the play, but got it loose to Colin Raver. Raver down into the near corner, Gravelli with it. He'll send it out, and they'll try to break it out. Beauvais intercepting, sweeps it to Bittner, and far side Zek. He'll pull it right back in. Zek firing a shot, and it is Rolko making the save. Easy save there, and St. Thomas back the other way quickly. Panvika coming, got a man open, shot, save made by Rickman, rebound bouncing around on a pad save, and it's cleared to the near boards. Carty will pick it up. He'll chase back with Zek again. Carty zips it in. Rolko with a glove save. He'll hang on. Opening 40 seconds from Willett Arena.
Yeah, both teams get a shot on goal and gets things moving here. Tommy, early on, good end-to-end action. It'll be great to see this back and forth game.
Yep.
Big game tonight. Got the jump in the house as well.
Big game earlier. It was Adrian with three third-period goals and an overtime winner to beat St. Norbert 4-3. St. Norbert led that game 3-0. So it is. There's another ranked. Hobart at Oswego is another good mix-up of ranked teams. St. Thomas will dump it in. Connor Rickman gets down to cover it up. Oswego 7th, Hobart 11th. After one period, Oswego leading Hobart 2-1. So keeping an eye on those. And, boy, Sean, it's going to be a crazy year.
I think nothing easy, Tommy.
Yeah.
When you looked at the schedule at the beginning of the season, you saw Adrian off, and where's the Pointers going to get the strength of schedule, and everything really is coming together for them.
Well, Claire's off to a good start. River Falls off to a good start. So that helps as well.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, here is Stevens Point in transition. Danny Corrali to center ice. Baxter Cantor. Nice job to get it in. He'll come in. McElhaney firing a shot. Save made. Rebound loose. Jamming at it in front. A mad scramble. And Rolko, I believe, able to snow angel out and cover it up, Sean. Boy, good job there by Carter Rue and Luke McElhaney to get the puck to the net.
Yeah, McElhaney got a good shot on goal to start, and it was down low on the goaltender, Tommy, and gave up a rebound. Baxter Canner had a chance at it. Danny Corrali had a chance at a wide open net. Somehow it stays out of the back of the net, and we keep this game scoreless.
All right, face off to the right side of Andrew Rolko. Off the face-off, kicked back. Miller with a shot. Very nice shot right off the draw. So, Brennan Miller, TJ Rue, Logan Fredericks on this line.
Talk about puck possession game on this thing, Tommy, too.
There we go.
I knew it was a little dark in here.
Dark in here, and now all of a sudden, somebody found the other light switch. So, Pointers win the draw again, comes right in front of the net, but it's picked up by Jack Christensen of the Tommies. He'll send it off the far wall. Chris Alleman back out there. He was dinged up in the season opener, right?
Yes, he was.
I believe. Yep. So he'll get it here on the near side. Lead pass ahead off of Logan Fredericks, and I think this will go as an icing call against the Pointers. It does, and we'll bring a face-off back into the Stevens Point zone.
Man, we talk about what the Pointers need to do tonight. First is break the neutral zone of St. Thomas, get through the neutral zone with speed, and then dump the puck in. I think Coach Krieger wants his team to dump and chase and try to grind down low. Yeah. And if you talk about the game plan for St. Thomas, it's the same thing. Get the puck going, maybe a little bit more transition and a little bit go with their powerful forwards up front, but they want to grind away too in the Pointer end.
Off the draw, it goes to the near wall, flipped up in the air by Logan Fredericks. He'll try to jam it out. TJ Rue in there, nothing doing. Qualiata back to get it for Stevens Point, turns the puck over. Colton Berg with it, tried to get a shot out. Pointers, nice job off the glass, send it out. Glove down back at the blue line, Shane Monahan with it. We'll go cross ice to Alex Trapp. He got stood up by Colin Raver. They'll send it in deep. TJ Rue jamming for it here on the near side. Raver waiting for it. Rue, nice job to dig it out. He'll send it wide. and out of the reach of Brennan Miller. Saw Brennan right before the Pointers came on the ice. He said he's ready to go. Boy, this is a game built for him,
It
too,
is,
isn't it?
yep.
All right, far side, inside the red line, bouncing puck in off the pad of Connor Rickman, kind of short-hopped him, but did a nice job to get it. Bittner flips it ahead. Raver will backhand it in off the far side around Phil Fromberger. Rims around the boards to the near side. Pointers will try to get possession of it. 17:35 to go in the opening period. Carty tried to bump it loose on the far side. Johnny Panvica. Rink-wide pass to Tanner Barnes. Barnes on the near side. Shot from the near side. That goes right in on Connor Rickman. He'll give him a. Sean Connor's got a clean control here.
Yep.
No bad rebounds against this St. Thomas team.
Absolutely, Tommy. If there's one thing the young sophomore struggled with a little bit, is his rebound control at times, especially when the heat gets a little bit on him. If he gets up a goal, he's got to shake it off right away. And if you're the Pointer defense, you got to go back to that old mantra of perimeter shooting. Don't let St. Thomas get in those grade A scoring chances. If Connor Rickman can see it from long distance, he's going to save it every time.
All right, off the draw, B.J. Duffin swipes it out of the zone to center ice, played by Fromberger. He'll send it back ahead. Puck loose at center ice. Gravelli for St. Thomas will get it. Bittner will blast it in off the glass. Rattles around with authority to the near side where Brandon McReynolds gets after it. McReynolds, Austin Kelly, B.J. Duffin out there for the first time tonight. And they'll scrum for it in the near corner. And it's still jammed up there. Duffin holding it in. McReynolds coming in, trying to pick it free. And Duffin able to poke it free around to the far side. Bittner will hustle. He'll hold it in at the point on the far side. Sends it deep for Kelly behind the net. Carty off the bench on a double shift here. It is Beauvais hammering it on the near side. St. Thomas comes away with the puck. Luke Raditic with it. Will send it up ahead into the neutral zone. Nifty little pass there. Gravelli with some speed coming through. Swept away from him by Beauvais. That'll be an interesting matchup here tonight. Gravelli up front and Beauvais and Corrali back on defense. A lot of speed there. Corrali zipped it around. Gravelli took it away. Looks to center it. Brings it out high. Shot from the point. That's blocked by Carty. Came right back to the blue line and held in. Long shot fired. Rickman glove save and hangs on. Another perimeter shot here for St. Thomas.
Yep, you'll take that all day long, Tommy. The Pointers, normally in big games, that defense steps up, takes the time and space away. Those forwards get up right in the front of the defenders, put pressure on them as well. Good shot block by the All-American Tanner Carty, and then just a easy little wrister from the blue line in on Rickman. Easy save for him.
All right. Second line out here for St. Thomas, John Peterson, Cullen Willocks, and Luke Raditic. Fed around the far side. Here is Raditic. Looks to center it. Tanner Carty has gotten a shin on a couple so far. St. Thomas sends it back in. Zamboni door bounce. Watch out here in on Rickman. And Stevens Point gets a break here. Connor Rickman dove out to cover it up. It was still loose and they blew it dead.
Yeah, Peterson jumped on that rebound right at the last second. Maybe stuck the puck right out of Rickman's glove hand, and quick stoppage in play. Luckily for the Pointers, darn Zamboni door gets us again.
St. Thomas 3-1-1. They lost to Eau Claire last night 2-1. A 3-3 tie, but won in the shootout to get the extra point against St. Mary's and then beat the Cardinals 5-3. They opened in the MIAC Showcase with wins over St. John's and Bethel, each coming by a goal. Baxter Cantor ahead to McElhaney. If he can dig it free, had some bodies going to the net, but St. Thomas a nice job to break it up. To the far wall, Corrali sends it back in where Baxter Cantor will get it. Cantor swept away from him. He'll chase it back behind the net, sends it to the far corner. McElhaney centering for Carter Rue, nothing there, and St. Thomas will clear it out. Back the other way they go. Cullen Willocks off the near wall, sends it deep. Rickman cuts it off. He'll push it back to the near side. Watch out here, turnover, and it's Jack Christensen trying to get it to the net. Now he goes near corner. He's bumped off the play nicely there by Drew McLean, and it is Carter Rue that'll come away with a puck. He'll send a rink-wide pass to McElhaney. McElhaney up ahead, across the red line in the zone. Fredericks with some steam, and it is Rollcole coming out from the net to cut it off, send it back up the far side. Broyden Stufko with it will send it deep for St. Thomas. And is the net off here? Yeah, collision to the side of the net here. Net went straight up, came down, and we'll get a whistle. 14:59 to go here in the first. Pointer Hockey brought to you by Auto Select, Wisconsin's favorite choice for auto repair and tires, with 11 locations to serve you. Good to go with Auto Select. All right, face off to the right side of Connor Rickman. Fair to say, Sean, both these teams about what you expect to feel each other out here in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, this is a big weekend for both teams, Tommy.
Yep. All right, St. Thomas misplays the puck. Brennan Miller with a railroad hit here on the near side, and he comes off Watch out here.
Or
Brennan Miller coming 2-on-1 back the other way, but losing it. Spencer Zwiener lost the handle on it. Shot fired in front. Huge rebound left out there. Pointer's able to clear it up high. Now a shot fired in. Rickman with a save. 2 saves and a rebound cleared aside by Qualiata. Best chances of the night here for St. Thomas. Another shot whistled wide. Near side Logan Fredericks with it and comes up. B.J. Duffin will get it and sweep it in. St. Thomas looked like they had too many men on the ice as it came right in front of the bench during a line change. Brandon McReynolds for Stevens Point will poke it ahead. Boy, Sean, you know some injuries when you see it. And Duffin wraps it around. Bittner, we'll get to that in a minute. Duffin feeds it up. McReynolds tries to swat it out of midair. Very lucky he didn't get a high stick. Far corner, centering pass. St. Thomas will flip it up to the near wall. Beauvais quickly gets there on the near side. Rink wide to Bittner. Far side, off the wall and back in. Goes to Shane Monahan with it. Monahan onto the near side. 13:50 to go in a scoreless first period. Beauvais over to meet a defender at the blue line on the far side. That is Ben Vikic. And he'll throw it back behind the net. Beauvais ahead. Got a piece of a St. Thomas player through the neutral zone, so no icing calls. It goes back behind the net. Zek giving chase near side. Pointers dig it out. They'll send it back deep to the far corner on a hustling play by Bittner. St. Thomas try to pass up ahead there for Gravelli, but they whiffed on it. Now it's Zek sending it deep right into the glove of Rocole, and he'll hang on, and we'll get a whistle. Sean, can you see Brendan Miller?
I can, Tommy, and he is sitting up now, which is great news. I think he took an inadvertent stick up by the neck, Tommy, on the hit, because he got all of the St. Thomas player, and I think he may have just got him knocked himself around a little bit as he's shaking the cobwebs
out. It looked like a shoulder, Sean.
It looked like a
sure
shoulder.
Did.
Yeah, it did. But as he's getting around, it looks like
he's they're tending to his chin a little bit, right?
Yep. Maybe a stick up high, Tommy got him inadvertently here.
Face off to the left side of Rocole and St. Thomas. Panvica quickly ahead to Barnes on the right wing. Defender fell down. Centering pass back. Panvica ridden out of the play hard, and Corrali back behind the net will get it. And I think a hand pass whistled against the Pointers here in the defensive zone.
The puck went behind the net. I think Carter Rue thought Drew McLean was still up on his skates. He fell down on his rear end and picked it over to his.
Yeah, Brennan Miller is going to go off here, Sean.
Yep.
So he's going off without his gloves or the like. And they'll take a look at him. So down a forward here, the Pointers. And this is where, last night you dressed an extra forward. Tonight you were worried about your decor. So 11 forwards for Stevens Point. Carter Rue lead pass ahead. St. Thomas on the near side. Baxter Cantor ahead. Carter Rue through the neutral zone. Gets some separation, but a nice stick check. Pointer bench screaming for a hold. Nothing there. Barnes back the other way. Barnes on the near side rubbed out. Corrali flips it around, and Stevens Point gets it to Baxter Cantor in the far corner. Cantor moves it up ice. Off the boards for Rue. Back to center ice it comes, and Panvica will get it and sends it deep, drags it to Barnes. He'll come in, knocked away from behind. Long shot fired. Rickman a save. Left a juicy rebound out there, but Carty cleared it out high. St. Thomas holds it. They'll bring it back to the point. Shot through traffic. Kicked aside by Rickman. Gents with a good shot there, and it comes back to center ice. St. Thomas looks to push it right back in. Gravelli. He'll send it deep. Carty took a good run at him on the far side. Here's McLean with it, and McLean gets hammered. St. Thomas dominating the physical play here at the moment, but ahead, Colin Raver just to tick off sides. We get a whistle. 8 minutes in, we're still scoreless. Stevens Point and St. Thomas.
Now they're going to say intentional offsides, Tommy, so they're going to kick the face-off all the way back to the defensive end. And we'll get a defensive end face-off. Good save by Connor Rickman moments ago, Tom. Through traffic, through a Tommy forward. Was able to kick that pad out late and direct it into the corner where the Pointer defense was able to pick it up.
Off the face-off, St. Thomas tries to jam it in front. Alleman able to force it to the far corner. He and Qualiata battling in there, and Alleman got to be careful here. And they come back to the near side. Too hot to handle for Alex Trapp, so he'll send it deep round to the side of the net. Zek intercepting ahead. Here comes Raver. Oh, good stick there by the Tommies, Shane Monahan. And then Raver got freight trained on the near side. Pointers send it deep but can't hold possession of the puck. Raver comes off on a change. It's a 3-on-3. St. Thomas Peterson holds up far side. Tried to jam it back toward the middle. Carty will interrupt that, and St. Thomas will pull it out of their zone. Trap leaves it back to his own blue line on the near side to Monahan. Center ice. Lead pass ahead. Got through the defense off the stick of Radatic into the zone. Connor Rickman will steer it ahead to the far side to Tanner Carty. Carty looks to push it ahead. He'll finally get it. He'll whistle up a shot. That goes wide. Fredericks to the rebound on the near side. Tried to drag it into the near corner, but it was bouncing. Beauvais with a shot. Rebound comes out high to Bittner. Feeds it toward McReynolds, but it kicked off the heel of his stick and his skate and came out of the zone. Back to the red line near side, Beauvais. He'll dump it deep around the boards. Rocole cuts it off, far side. Big hit there by Bittner to free it up. Ooh, centering pass, McReynolds just missed it. Beauvais thought about pinching in, but then thought better. It would have been an odd man rush back the other way. St. Thomas lead pass ahead, intercepted by Bittner. Pointers were off sides. Now St. Thomas flips it into the roof. We'll get a whistle. 10:31 to go in the first period, still scoreless.
So other games in the conference will be keeping an eye on. Tommy St. Mary's travels to number 12, UW-Eau Claire. St. Gustavus Adolphus is in Menominee to take on Stout. St. Olaf up in Superior to take on UW Superior, and Concordia of Minnesota in River Falls to take on the Falcons tonight at Hunt Arena.
Yep. Augsburg at Bethel, the one
The other-
MIC conference game. Hamlin came back to turn the tables on St. John's last night, 4-1.
That's a good win for the Pipers.
So they split their weekend series. We'll see St. John's in January. They are a big team.
Yes, that game last year in
It's
Anoka was heavy.
Yeah. All right, Pointers far side. Carter Rue brings it out high to Bittner. Cross ice pass. Way too hot to handle for Beauvais. St. Thomas will get it. They will flip it deep to the far corner. Bittner flips it around. Beauvais chops it, turned it over. St. Thomas, nothing doing. Now Bittner behind his own net will put the brakes on. Fed it out high for Rue. And a long shot went over the top of the net. Comes wide near side. Cantor. Good body position to clear it out. St. Thomas back here in the near side. Jench. Well, Sean, so far, St. Thomas is leading the puck possession battle here.
And the shots on goal.
We're not blessed with a stopwatch, but they will dump it deep. Beauvais back to get it, has a defender in his hip pocket, so he'll put the brakes on it to Carter Rue in the far corner. Behind the net to Bittner. He's taken out. Penalty call coming up here against the Tommies as McReynolds will flip it out. It's gloved on the near side, and Sean, here's an opportunity. Stevens Point will go to the Guzan Main power play.
Yep, bad penalty by the Tommies there in their offensive end as they haul down a pointer. And we look at the power play numbers for the Pointers. 4-22, 18.2%. They're third in the WIAC, 37th overall, and they're 37th overall in the country. They were 1 for 5 last night against St. Mary's. The penalty kill numbers for St. Thomas, 13 of 18, 72.2%. That's 8th in the MIAC, 59th in the country. So if there's one bugaboo, is
their
that
special teams overall, their power play is Guzan Main power play. Qualiata will feed it to the far side to Corrali. Now to Tanner Carty, far side. No, I take that back. McElhaney, long shot in. And it is Rocole making the save. It's a Guzan Main power play. Guzan Main, the official home of the Pointer Hockey Radio Show. Join us Wednesday, 6 o'clock, our first show of the year. 6 to 7 o'clock here on Sportsfan 100.5, sportsfan1005.com, or the TuneIn radio app for your mobile devices. Search WDTX. Always grateful to Scott and the folks at Goose for supporting the broadcast, and look forward to our first radio show coming up on Wednesday. All right, long shot fired in wide of the net, behind the net. Tanner Carty tries to get to it in the near corner, out high to Qualiata. Qualiata to Carty on the near side, had his stick lifted, and thank you. This is Phil Fromberger. Made a great defensive play. Stick lift on Carty, got possession, then flipped it up into the roof.
Yeah, flipped it into the
and
netting.
That was, we have some big eyes up here in the press box. That baby was coming up with some steam.
Is that our AD over there looking like the puck was coming right at him?
Not sure he'd know what to do with the puck.
I'm sure
you know. Who knows? But. All right. It's Qualiata out high. Tips it. St. Thomas hammering it. Stevens Point batting it around and finally loose on the far side. McElhaney on his horse to get it. McElhaney now with some speed to the far corner. Cuts behind the net on his backhand. Nowhere to go. Brings it out high to Qualiata. Minute 12 to go in the Guzan Main power play here for Stevens Point. Qualiata back near side. Tanner Carty between the circles. Shot through traffic. That pinball's wide. McElhaney to the rebound. Out high to Carty again. He'll fake a slap shot. Holds off. Now slides it near side. Qualiata with a shot. Good save there by Rocole. near corner. Now they flip it out high. Carty again. He'll get around a defender, trying to get free for a shot. Gives it back. Qualiata again, near side, redirected in front. And it is Corrali that will get it. Corrali switches places with Carty. Carty, half wall on the far side, gets some separation. 40 seconds remaining, goes far corner to McElhaney. McElhaney out high to Corrali. He'll whistle a shot through. Glove save made. I'll tell you what, Sean, the senior goaltender, Andrew Rocole, on his game.
Yeah, absolutely. Good job. Made a couple good saves on some one-timers by Steven Qualiata. He's finding some room on the power play, Tommy. This power play has to be better, and especially tonight, in a great sign. It looks like Brendan Miller is back out on the ice on the second power play unit here, Tommy.
I did not see that.
Nice.
36 seconds to go.
Snuck right back on the ice.
Went off, got checked out. McLean will hold it in near side and sends it to Bittner, but had to do it with so much steam it almost came out. He'll get it back on the near side. Chips it up wall, near side. Miller with it. And Fredericks in front of the net, lost his stick now, gets it back. He'll set up again. Fredericks into the near corner, gets a stick on it, digs it away. Fredericks coming, trying to slide it out to McLean. He's double teamed here, taken down in the play. Miller will get himself free. Here's McLean, gets it free for Zach on the far side, but rolls out of control. Now behind the net, now they'll come right to her, shot in the goal. Beautiful setup to the side of the net. Brandon Miller sets up Logan Fredericks. It'll go as a Guzan main power play goal. Stevens Point with a 1-0 lead.
And it'll be Logan's third goal of the season, Tommy, as the junior forward continues his good play here in the first half. And you need a power play to get things going. You get it from Logan Frederick. Brendan Miller in on the play as well. And it is a big first goal here tonight for the Pointers on the special teams.
All right. Beautiful setup. Boy, I said, Sean, this is a game made for a guy like Brendan Miller.
Yep.
And he set him up beautifully. Well, you need your power play unit to be a game changer.
Yes.
Gets you out to a lead. Now here comes St. Thomas, whistle, and an offsides. So Fredericks will get his third of the year. Miller and Zek with the assists. And let's see here. Face off to the far side. And St. Thomas will drag it in. Tommy's pulling around. Bittner there to greet him in the far side. Good job to keep possession there. Ryan Bittner battling. St. Thomas digs it free, however, but can't center it. Into the far corner it goes. As it's Gravelli battling there. Out high it comes. Barnes will send it deep. Near side for Tucker Bender. And comes out high to the point on the far side. They go backdoor, set up in front. Beautiful job there. Shot blocked by Bittner. Pointers lifted up at center ice. Bouncing puck up. Duffin giving chase. But it's Elijah Latimer, the first to get there. Back the other way. Pointers at the blue line. Duffin runs some traffic there. Cleared out. Here's McReynolds in the right wing. Brandon McReynolds flips it in. Rolkle thought about playing, then lets it go. Shane Monahan with it. Monahan into the near corner. Chip free. McElhaney racing to the far corner. Can't come away with it. Qualiata kept it in front of him. St. Thomas dumps it the length of the ice. No icing call here as Chris Alleman back to get it and lost the handle in the puck. Alleman near corner, sticking with Brett Gravelli. Gravelli chips it to Cullen Willocks. Willocks behind the net, taken down. Ooh, St. Thomas wanted a penalty, but it is McElhaney comes away with it, has Cantor and Rue. McElhaney puts his head down, tries a wraparound shot. Oh, what a save there by Rolkle, coming back at the last second to thwart the wraparound. And Baxter Cantor went for a big hit and miss behind the net, and it's a 2-on-1 back the other way. Cullen Willocks with Peterson to the front of the net. They come, jam it wide, nothing there. St. Thomas does not get a shot off on a 2-on-1. Now between the circles, they fan on it, and a shot blocked there by McLean. He'll backhand it ahead. Carter Rue back the other way, 3-on-2 for the Pointers. Rue ahead, and McLean right up the middle to Cantor. Fires a shot, hit a skate in front, went wide. It is Danny Corrali with it now in the far corner. Corrali flips it around. Fredericks off the bench will come. Fires a one-timer. That goes wide. Corrali to the rebound. Stevens Point with another big push here. Pad save made there by Rolkle. And St. Thomas back the other way. Lead pass. Raditic coming in all alone. Shot in the goal. St. Thomas, Sean, with a great breakout pass. Stevens Point pinched back in and beats Connor Rickman. We're even at 1. That was impressive.
Well, it was a great stretch out pass, Tommy. And I was just going to say the thing about when you play St. Thomas, you get a lead, you can get them out of their structured play, make them take more chances. And there you saw it. They were able to fly a forward. I saw just looking down to hear Coach Krieger bark it at his defensive core, saying you gotta watch that. And a breakaway goal for the Tommies to tie this game at 1.
Right off the faceoff. So Radetic gets the goal. It's his 4th of the year. And the puck loose in the neutral zone. They'll send it deep. Stevens Point with it now. Ryan Bittner to Brennan Miller. He'll get it, send it in. Rattles around. Fredericks cuts it off on the near side. And it is TJ Rue who will send it toward the net. Blocker save made there by Rocole. Far corner. It is St. Thomas dragging it ahead. 2 defenders run into each other, and they end up sending it deep. That is a Spencer Zwiener. And Beauvais ahead. Tanner Carty chips it in. Rocole cuts it off behind the net. Carty giving chase. Flipping a stick out there. Pointers will set up some structure here in the D, and St. Thomas able to break it through. Elijah Latimer far side. Broken up by Zek. They'll get it back near side. Barnes looks to send it deep. Near corner, Alleman with it. He'll flip it around for Qualiata. Took a weird bounce. Shot save made by Rickman, and boy, it took a weird bounce from behind the boards. And flips out into the neutral zone. Ahead, Zek got a stick on it. It's right in front of the St. Thomas bench. Tommies get it. McReynolds comes in there, but then gloved down by Gravelli. Gravelli holds it up right into Zek. He'll get it back. Here comes McReynolds 3-on-2. It's Carty on the right side. Zek brings it in. Zek zooming, firing a shot, just missed wide of the far side. Carty can't get to the rebound. Now it's a 3-on-2 back the other way. Carty with a little bit of a back check to interrupt things. Barnes dump pass back, comes through traffic. That goes wide. McReynolds on the far side. Boy, back and forth we go. McReynolds will chip it deep. Brandon McReynolds to the far corner. Alex Trapp greets him there. Shane Monahan with it again. And watch out here, Radetic almost set up on a break again. Now it's Cullen Willox brings it in. Walks through a defender, but it scoots wide to the near corner. Willox looks to center it. Check it, it's Peterson. He'll send it deep for Willox behind the net. Far side it goes through traffic. Tipped in front, goes wide. Austin Kelly first to get there, off the glass and out. Bouncing puck coming down. Duffin will chase after it. He's rubbed down by Ben Jentz. Away from the puck, no call, and sent deep. Round it goes. Drew McLean to get it for Stevens Point. 2:55 to go here in the first period. We're tied at 1. Near side, Baxter Cantor rumbles his way through center ice. Cantor goes to the far side, gets around a defender, plays it to himself in the far corner, but then got spun around by Jack Christensen. Tommy's able to send it out. They'll dump it the length of the ice, but I think right on Connor Rickman, so no icing call. And Stephen Beauvais will pick it up and set it out. 2.5 to go in the first. Love to try to get a little push here, Sean, and get yourself a lead. Ahead it goes to Cantor, and off his stick into the St. Thomas bench. 2:26 to go. Pointer Hockey brought to you by Cellcom. Clearly the best.
Now we'll go over the scoring quickly. Tommy, at 12:30, the Pointers got on the board with a power play goal. Logan Fredericks, his 3rd of the year, assisted by Brendan Miller and Zach Zek. And then St. Thomas, the story of the weekend, answers quickly.
Yep.
About a minute and a half, 2 minutes later, Tommy Radetic from Wilcox at 14:40 to tie this hockey game up.
All right, face-off sent into the St. Thomas end, but the Tommies are quick to get possession of it. It's been a very even up period. All right, it is TJ Rue, far side, jamming it through. Miller to it. Miller goes down and lost it. Rue tried to poke it free, does on the near side, sends it deep again. This line's been good in the first period here for Stevens Point. Got the power play goal. Beauvais pinching it on the near side. What do we have?
Net's off, Tom.
Net is off. Shots 11-10 in favor of the Pointers.
Absolutely. Score update from Westman Arena, Tommy. The Yellow Jackets of UW Superior off to a 1-0 lead against
St. Olaf.
St. Olaf. All the other games scoreless and nearing the end of the first period.
Minute 58 to go here. Coming up in our first intermission. Pointer alum from East Grand Forks, North Dakota, I believe. Nick Bedall, an assistant with the Tommies. Former D-man running the forwards here for St. Thomas. Had a nice chat with him. That's coming up. All right, behind the St. Thomas net, it rolls to the near corner. Carty in to get it. Carty trying to get it to Colin Raver. Comes out high to Qualiata. He'll hold it in with a backhander and zips it around. Zach took a stick up high on the far side, and St. Thomas gloved it up but not out. Alleman, nice job to hold the zone, but St. Thomas able to clear it out. Back the other way comes Wiener. He'll bring it in near side. He's picked up by Qualiata. Raver waiting for it, and it slides out of the zone. Finally picking it up, Panvico will bring it back deep. St. Thomas will reset. Minute 20 to go here in the first. Alleman coming off. He's had some hand issues as well. Battling through it here. Near side, fed ahead, Alex Trapp. In the zone, Corrali the first to get it for Stevens Point. He just simply overskates the puck, and it's loose in the near corner. St. Thomas brings it out high, but can't hold the zone. McReynolds on the jam trying to free it up. Now comes back through the neutral zone. St. Thomas can't send it in. Austin Kelly pushing the final minute here for Stevens Point. He'll flip it deep, and the goaltender dropped his stick. Comes right out in front. In the middle, McReynolds with a shot up and out of play, but the net is off.
Yeah, goaltender knocked the net off, Tommy. Kicking himself out to try to cut down the angle on a helter-skelter. Yeah, he dropped his stick, tried to get the puck back. B.J. Duffin won a foot race and kicked the puck right out to the middle. Austin Kelly was able to get a shot on goal, but the whistle blew because of the net off its moorings. Or off its marsh pegs, whatever you want to call it.
Yep. 46 seconds remaining in the period. McLean tried to center it, but fanned on it. McReynolds with a great back check in front. Duffin, backhanded shot. What a save. Another big save here by Andrew Rokel on B.J. Duffin, who tried to get a backhander. He found himself in, and then Duffin got run into the net.
Nice job by Tommy was that. Drew McLean was able to hold the blue line and just kind of bat a puck on his backhand, and it went through everybody, bouncing around, finally landed on B.J. Duffin's stick and almost beat the goaltender.
I really like that fourth line.
Oh, my God, it's great. It was good with Baxter, and I think Brandon McReynolds brings the same kind of Brandon McReynolds brings that same kind of game to that line.
B.J. Duffin finally healthy, too.
That, too, yep.
Doesn't hurt. 38 seconds remaining here in the period. Carter Rue will take the face-off with John Peterson, who gets the boot. So Cullen Willocks in to take the draw. All right, Pointers win it. McLean, he will fire it in deep. McElhaney to the far corner. Wins a race there, gets it to Rue, centers it. Comes out high. Corrali to McElhaney, far side. Got spun around by two defenders. Chipped out here by St. Thomas. Into the neutral zone, Cullen Willocks cuts to the right wing, feeds it to himself off the near boards. Corrali and he collide there. A shot whistled wide from the near boards, another shot, and it hit a body in front, went straight up in the air. I think St. Thomas sent this down the link to the ice here, Sean. It's not going to get far enough for icing anyway. I think they'll pull it back behind the net and eat it here. Now St. Thomas will glove it out. They'll try to get it. McLean near side of Corrali. First period comes to an end, and tell you what, Sean, two good teams, but what you expect here, pretty even up first period.
Yeah, even up. Pointers make the power play count that they get in the period. And a little defensive hiccup by the Pointers again tonight, quickly after they score the first goal of the evening to tie this thing up by the Tommies. And little adjustments I'm sure Coach Krieger is going to make in the intermission, but it's going to be a good hockey game. Lots of grit to this thing.
Yep, absolutely. As well, you're able to get out and get it going. And
at the end
had the lead and gave it back, but overall, two good teams here having at it. Joined now by Pointers assistant coach Evan Dixon. I tell you what, Coach, that was a fun period for us to watch.
That was a good period.
Two good teams, both playing well.
Yeah, they're really structured, and we knew that going in. I think it was pretty back and forth. I think both teams had some chances offensively. I think for us, we can just tighten up a little bit off the rush, and we'll be okay.
Dynamite to get your power play going, to get you on the board there.
Yeah, definitely.
Is this a game made for Brendan Miller or what? Against a team like this, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Throwing his body around out there.
St. Thomas again able to answer back quickly after scoring that first goal. Able to split the seam. Your defense needs to tighten that up, obviously.
Yeah, like I said, we got to tighten up a little bit off the rush. D just getting pivoting outside the dots there. We got caught one time, and they capitalized.
Coming up second period here, long change for you. Against a team like this, you really got to tighten that up, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Got to be really efficient in our changes, especially for our D. Keep them in the ozone as long as we can, and change while we're on the offense.
All right, Coach, thanks. Appreciate it. Happy
Thanks,
birthday,
guys.
by the way.
Thanks.
2 points is the best birthday gift anybody can get, right?
I'll take that.
All right, thank you. Nixon here, Pointers assistant coach joining us. 1-1 after one. We'll take a 2-minute break. When we come back, we'll give you a recap, give you a scoreboard update. Plus, we'll hear from the Pointer alum and St. Thomas assistant coach Nick Beadle. That's coming up as well. Stevens Point and St. Thomas tied at 1 after one. This is Pointer Hockey on Sportsfan 100.5.
All right, the great Coach Beads coming up in 3, 2, 1.
All right, back here at Willett Arena, Tom Weaver, Sean McMahon, our first intermission. Always entertaining. What do you call these things?
I
They're
don't
the big
know.
inflatable, it used to be the sumo suits were the
Yes.
rage for all the years.
Yep.
And now these are like the big globes that blow up people, get in the middle. And
they just
got a
go
3-on-3
after.
game going with some are more spirited than others. This one has been perhaps the most spirited we've
Yep,
seen.
exactly.
They have a big, like, Frisbee-looking puck here that they use for about 3 minutes. So always entertaining for the folks. Crowd getting into it as well. But Sean, that first period here, I thought really a well-played period by both teams.
Yeah, absolutely. Great back-and-forth action by both teams, Tommy. The Pointers able to capitalize on the power play. Again, special teams is something that the Tommies still trying to figure out here on this young season. And the Pointers did a great job, but again, gave up that quick goal, gave the momentum all back to the Tommies, and, got to keep going.
Yeah.
It's going to be a close, tightly contested affair either way.
Well, you knew that coming in.
Yeah, you knew it was going to be a good game either way, but you hate to give up those quick goals after you take the lead.
All right, Pointers got on the board at 12:30 of the first. Logan Fredericks, his third of the year from Brennan Miller, and Zach Zeck on the Guzan Main power play. So that is a power play goal. So Pointers now, 5 of 23 on the year. That keeps getting better.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
For the Pointers. St. Thomas answering. Luke Raditic on a beautiful outlet pass from Cullen Wilcox. He was off to the races. Beat Connor Rickman at 14:40 of the first period, and we are tied 1-1 after 20 minutes. Shots on goal in that first period, 12-10 in favor of the Pointers. Stevens Point 16-9 on the faceoffs there, and Pointers credited with 4 block shots in the period. And from a pace standpoint, Sean, about what we expected.
Yeah, it's going to be back and forth, high intensity, back and forth, and you love that pace, Tommy, to be honest with you. Good college hockey game here.
All right, other scores. St. Mary's, a late goal in the first period to take a 1-0 lead over number 12 Eau Claire at the end of one from Hobbs Ice Arena in Eau Claire. Gustavus and Stout are scoreless. Concordia Moorhead of Minnesota and River Falls are scoreless, and UW Superior a 1-0 lead over St. Olaf. MIAC game, Augsburg and Bethel. No report from there as of yet, as the signals being blocked out of the Schwann Super Rink once again. NCHA Finals trying another win. They improved to 2-2 in the NCHA, 5-2 over Finlandia. It was Adrian, 3 in the third, including a game tire in the final minute, and an overtime winner to beat St. Norbert 4-3. Lake Forest hammers Lawrence 8-1. Northland over Concordia 4-2, and St. Scholastica and MSOE skate to a 2-all tie. Aurora at Marion is an 8 o'clock start tonight. Pointer women dropped their WIC opener to River Falls 5-0. And Eau Claire and the WIC women, 8th ranked Blue Golds beat Superior 5-4. Pointer football team closes the season out with a 39-25 win over River Falls. They finished the season at 4-6 overall. Same record for last year. Given the coaching change, all that stuff.
Yeah, it's getting better, Tommy.
Feeling better. All right. Here it is 1-1 after 1. We'll take a 2-minute break. When we come back, always love to talk to the alumni when they're in the house. See the other teams. Nick Beadall, the former Pointer defenseman, is an assistant coach from the Tommies. We will chat with him in 2 minutes when our first intermission rolls on here on Sportsfan 100.5.
Continue our Pointer hockey coverage on Sportsfan 100.5. As the Pointers tonight hosting St. Thomas, and we always love to chat with an alum now and then when we get the chance, as Tommy's assistant coach Nick Beadall. And, well, Coach, welcome back to Stevens Point. A little weird coming in here with another team?
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting. I don't know if weird, more a lot of nostalgia more than anything. Just fun to be back and see the barn. You know, in my opinion, one of the best ones in college hockey for sure. So always fun to come back and enjoy seeing the people I haven't seen in a while. So
well, you seem to land in a good place here, and with a good program here. And I would have to think, for you, still learning about the game as a coach with a good staff here, good opportunity for you at St. Thomas.
Yeah, it's been great. The head coach has been here since I think around '80. He was the assistant, took over in 2010. He's actually in the Hall of Fame at St. Thomas. So yeah, it's been great to learn a lot from him as far as not so much the coaching, but everything that goes along with being a head coach, and learning all the little things that he does, takes care of stuff, and pass along messages and stuff like that. Because I worked with guys mostly my age or was a head coach, so it's good to get the experience, the experience to look at it.
What are some of the things you work on during the week and your responsibilities here on the bench in every game?
So run the forwards on the bench. For practice, we're a pretty collective group. What we work on, forechecks, neutral zone stuff, D zone stuff. We kind of have a hand in everything. We all give our opinions and work it out.
I would have to think that's a good opportunity to do that, to be able to share and learn from each other, and having that open thing makes kind of everybody contribute the best of what they have to offer, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. You get you give your ideas, and you think they're pretty good, and then they'll be the devil's advocate per se, and I never thought of that. So it's awesome, and learned a lot for sure. It's been great.
I know you've also coached in the in the NA and the NA3H, all different levels of different. I would have to imagine those are a bunch of different experiences, aren't they?
Very different. Very different. Yeah. Well, I coached when I was in the NA. Coached with another Stevens Point alum, Tommy Upton. So So we worked well together. Obviously, we're D partners for a little bit, and then head coach down in Texas was kind of on my own down there, so learned a lot there. So it's been great. Every level's been different in its own way, obviously, and great in its own way.
You mentioned Coach Upton. I know Anthony Noreen in the USHL, also a good friend of yours. I imagine the three of you guys talk pretty regularly, don't you?
Yeah, I actually just talked to Tommy today and yesterday and the day before. We talk quite a bit. He's on the road driving around doing some scouting, so he calls me when he's driving, and then Ants obviously probably has the most experience of us, so we like to bounce stuff off Noreen as well. So yeah, it's good having your close buddies that you can talk to on not such a serious level about what you're doing when you're talking to your team and your coaches and stuff. So yeah, it's great having those two.
Tell us about your game at Eau Claire last night. It looked like a barn burner as usual, 2-1.
Yeah, I mean they're a good team. Back and forth game. They scored a 5-on-3. Take the lead 1-0. Then they went up 2-0 on a bounce, and we battled back, and it was a good game. Their goalie played really well. So yeah, it was just a solid game, our best game of the year probably. So hopefully we can build on that.
You guys excited to come here tonight?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's always good playing, the number one team or whatever, whatever the rankings mean. But it's always good to, they're going to be good. Yeah. So it's a good challenge for us early in the year, and looking forward to it.
And you're going to come back in a couple weeks for what's shaping up to be a pretty darn good Thanksgiving tournament.
Yeah, it should be. I think Utica's up there, top 10, I think, and Nichols beat Endicott, so I think they moved up a little bit, and then I don't know how it's going to bounce out with us after this week, but
you never know.
Yeah, and then points obviously always towards the top. So yeah, it'll be a good tourney.
All right, well, great to see you. Good luck to you, and we'll see you back here in a couple weeks.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, St. Thomas assistant Nick Beadall. Stay tuned. More coming up on Sports Fan 1.
on the schedule for the Pointers, and we'll talk about it as
Yeah.
the season goes along. As a resume builder, you just got to bank these wins and really get to that 20 mark as quick as humanly possible.
Sean St. Mary's, Alex DeBacco, power play goal at 16:45 as the Cardinals outshoot the Blue Golds 9-6 in the first period. Maybe a little of a surprise, Al Rogers goes in net for the Cardinals.
Really?
After Nick Nast played very
Awesome.
well last night. So we will see. So we are set to go here for the second period. Our opening faceoff is brought to you by Miller Lights, as it's Kelly. We got Kelly, McReynolds, and Duffin to start things off here. Bittner will send it deep, and it's McReynolds getting it to it first on the far side. Hustling play there, and then he's shoved out of the way, but keeps the puck with him, and they will jam for it. St. Thomas able to dig it out, and they'll come back the other way. They'll go with that number 1 line. Gravelli coming near side, firing a shot, but a sliding shot blocked by Ryan Bittner to slide out, and it goes up into the netting and out of play.
Great job. The Pointers got caught again at the offensive blue line as Stephen Beauvais tried to win a 50-50 puck battle, got caught, and St. Thomas all of a sudden at the offensive blue line had a 3-on-1. Ryan Bittner with a great shot block off the back of his heel up into the netting to take that scoring chance away from the Tommies. Goodness, that came out of nowhere too,
Yep.
Tommy.
1937 here. We have not seen much of the Tommies' fourth line here, Sean. Colton Berg, Ben Vikic, Matt Christian. And if there's one difference, now here's a shot fired wide of Rickman. Cantor hustles to get to it. He'll backhand it out on the far side. As Carter Rue tried to get it back in, St. Thomas digs it into the far corner. Corrali over bumps it loose, near side. McElhaney comes to it on the near side. Shot fired. McLean got a piece of that. Rickman will steer that to the near corner. Pointers ahead. Boy, they tried to get Baxter Cantor on a quick breakout pass, but it was out of his reach. If that's possible.
You're right.
It's his reach for Baxter, but it's sent back in by St. Thomas. Rickman to the far wall. Pointers turn it over. Bad angle shot coming in and held in at the point by Fromberger. Pointers a little disjointed here defensively. Now St. Thomas will try to jam it out in front. Rue to the far side to Raver. Raver off the glass and down, hustling after it. McElhaney shot out of a cannon to the far corner. Couldn't come away with it, and he's out of gas.
Yeah, Tommy, that was at the end of his shift to find that extra gear.
All right, here's St. Thomas in. Pointers set up the forecheck here, right through the neutral zone. Spencer's Wiener right up Main Street, feeds it to the far side. Shot fired, Rickman a save. Backhanded effort pushed wide. There's a rebound there for St. Thomas. Opening minute and a half here of period 2. Out high, Monahan sends it toward the net. That goes wide. Zek gets to it for Stevens Point. Tries to carve it out, but held in at the point there by the Tommies. They'll come back. Shot fired. Rickman with a save. Rebound chipped over the top of the net. Cardy goes down in the near corner. Boy, it looked like he took a stick up high, Sean. He's quickly back to his feet, though, and boy, he's battling in the near corner. St. Thomas tried to bring it to the back door, but hit a body on the way through and came out. Neutral zone far side up. And Alleman with a hit. Colin Raver here. Is he all right? Yeah, I think he's okay. Blew a tire on the far side. Zek trying to pop it out on the far boards, but St. Thomas holds it in. Far corner, Vikic looks to center it. Comes, right back, point blank on the near side. Unable to get a shot off is Shane Monahan. And Stevens Point back the other way. Here's Tanner Cardy, knocked off the play. Up high in the neutral zone. Beauvais activating on the far side. Sticks with it. Up in the air it goes. Fredericks on the far side. Taken away from him. St. Thomas may have numbers here, but it kicks off a Pointer skate. Comes right in on the goaltender, Andrew Rokel. And he'll cover it up and get a whistle. 17-15 to go here in period 2.
Nice job by the Pointers to jam things up at the offensive blue line, cause that turnover. And you're going to get rewarded with an offensive zone faceoff here with Rokel covering the puck up and getting the stoppage of play.
Face off to the right side. Andrew Rokel. I do not believe we saw him last year, did we?
I'll check, but I don't think so.
I'm off the face off. St. Thomas controls it. Ben Myers, does that sound right? The goaltender for St. Thomas? That, I know Rokel came on late in the year. Shot fired wide to Ryan Bittner. As a matter of fact, I want to say that they had like a miraculous come from behind in the final weekend of the regular season. to win the MIAC regular season title. Pointers dig it through McReynolds, far side to Kelly, looks to center it, zips it back near side to Bittner. He'll send it toward the net, save made, rebound loose, McReynolds a crack at it, backhanded shot, what a save by Rokool! Sprawling save without a stick, got it with the blocker, far side. Tommy's drag it in around, Pointer defense holds at the blue line, Ryan Bittner back behind his own net. Great chance there for UW Stevens Point. Benjamin Myers, right?
Yep,
Is that his
Benjamin
name?
Myers.
Was a
Rokool
senior
wasn't even
last year.
dressed, Tommy.
Yep. And here is St. Thomas. Lead pass up ahead. Boy, they've had some good goaltenders in the past.
Drew Fielding.
Yep.
That's the first one that comes to
Yeah.
mind.
Now Corrali with a bad turnover up the middle, but a sprawling effort by Raver. He'll dive, clears it up, back the other way. It was Zach off the near side out of his reach. Good job by Zach to keep on side. Nope, a late whistle, he didn't. Maybe a little too good of a try there. 15:57 to go in the second. We are tied at 1. Pointer hockey brought to you by Steve-O's. Steve-O's Sports Bar, the perfect place to come catch the game. 1327 2nd Street, Stevens Point, home of the Punch Bowl. Carter Rue will take the draw just outside the Pointer blue line on the near side. Here's McLean after it for Stevens Point. Shots were 12-10 Stevens Point. Big hit on the near side by Corrali, who then had his stick tied up in the St. Thomas bench and had to do some whacking to get it free. Baxter Cantor giving a rough ride on the far side. Carter Rue keeps it going. And near side, held in by Corrali again. He'll send it deep. Cantor tried to kick it down. Boy, pinballing puck here. McElhaney in front. Carter Rue with a shot went just wide. Rokool might have got a piece of it. Now a 3-on-2. McElhaney hustling back on the back check. Tommy's bring it in. They'll come right back to the near side. Backhanded shot whistles through. Nobody home. Cantor slides it ahead. Here's Carter Rue on the far side. He'll come to center ice through traffic. McElhaney to his right. Rue reaching. He'll poke it deep and he'll go after it. Brennan Miller hopping off the bench here to go after it in the far corner. He'll finish a solid check on the far side and tie it up in front of the Pointer player entrance on the far side. Miller chipping it around, still reaching in there to keep it going. Here's Rue to the far corner. Now back behind the net. This is TJ Rue. To Fredericks, now to TJ Rue. Behind the net, out of his reach. John Peterson will get it for the Tommies and clear it out. But it's Alleman ahead, tried to jam it back toward the middle, and Qualiata's got to come bail him out here. TJ Rue with it now. TJ Rue, boy, had a good first couple of weekends here. Now far side Qualiata went for the hit and couldn't come away with a puck, but he gets bailed out there by TJ Rue, and back the other way comes Stevens Point. Fredericks in the neutral zone, tried to free it up. Tommy's off the far wall. They will chip it deep. They will send it in deep. Stufko sends it in. Around up to the far side, comes back through. St. Thomas will get it. TJ Rue able to gobble that up, tries to get around a defender, does, goes to the near corner. Rue trying to chip it back out high. He got picked up by a defender and then down in a heap in the near corner, and it's a 3-on-2 for St. Thomas. Tommy's back the other way. Vikic fires a shot. That goes wide. Olmshank after the rebound fires a shot. Connor Rickman with a glove save and hangs on.
Tommy, Colin Raver absolutely unloaded on Tommy Christensen, as he had the puck and he took the hard work effort to knock it out of the zone and spring that 3-on-2.
Well, we had mentioned we hadn't seen that fourth line, and Matt Christian
paid the price to make the play.
With a greeting from Colin Raver.
Yes, paid the price to make the play, Tommy. You're going to need that in these type of games.
Face off to the left side of Connor Rickman. Out to the point it comes. Long shot fired. Hit a body in front. Pointers clear it out. Shot blocked there by Austin Kelly to clear the zone. Back to the blue line on the near side. Fromberger sends it ahead. Red line on the far side. They will chip it around. Gravelli got to it, and it goes up into the netting. We get a whistle. 13 and a half to go in period 2. We are still tied at 1.
It looks like the face-off will come outside the zone, Tommy, as St. Thomas was tipped the puck up into the crowd. So Austin Kelly, B.J. Duffin, and Brandon McReynolds out at the forward pair with Ryan Bittner and Stephen Beauvais as the defensive.
Sean Stout has jumped out to a 1-0 lead over Gustavus. Puck on the red line on the far side. B.J. Duffin runs some traffic, but it is Brett Gravelli. Boy, top line against fourth line here in this matchup here. Duffin spins it to the far side, out of the reach of McReynolds. I don't know if McReynolds was not ready for it, but fortunately, Tanner Barnes on the right wing fanned on it. And big collision in the far corner. Bittner finally rides up to join the play. Bittner pushes it back toward the middle. Duffin will corral it down. B.J. Duffin near side. Kelly goes to the front of the net. Duffin steers it into the near corner. He's out of gas. So it's Kelly and McReynolds. Tanner Carty wide open between the circles if somebody can dig it out. Now St. Thomas draws some traffic. Kelly will come off. Carty in there to pick it up. Rimmed around McLean. And another Zamboni door bounce is steered right in front of the net. We're going to get a whistle. Two players end up in front of the net. Sean, I don't, that Zamboni door has had a bounce like that forever, but it seems worse this year than ever.
It seems real bad. It used to just kick out.
It would kick out and kind of go diagonally. Now it comes right. It takes
It goes right to
left
the
flank.
It goes right into the
circle.
Goes right into the slot. It used to kind of just go in the face-off circle. On
it would
the
come
far
out
side.
instead of holding the wall, but it's taken a dead left turn. Now a shot fired, and which is okay in the middle frame for the Pointers.
Yes, it is.
Of course, all that'll be gone next year, as now another weird bounce from the back. Corralian on the far side gambling, and St. Thomas lifting it. Rink-wide pass to Luke Raditic. He's got the St. Thomas goal. He is undressed there nicely by Drew McLean. McLean ahead to Carty on the left wing with some speed to the middle to Raver, just out of his reach. And it is the goaltender Rokel playing it to the near side. All kinds of transition space here for these teams. Danny Corrali back to get it for Stevens Point, feeds it ahead. Cantor will chip it in around the defender Alex Trapp. Ahead, Corrali, head of steam, brings it into the near side. Got around a defender who, boy.
He just stood up on him. It was a good play.
Stood him up, chicken hooked, and ended up with the stick of Corrali stuck under his wing. And Stevens Point with a late offsides here.
Danny turned around and looked at the officials for a penalty. That was a good defensive play. Just stood up and stood him up.
I guess the classic victim of circumstance there more than anything.
Absolutely.
11:41 to go here in period two. It should mention, Sean, the Tommies dressing 7 defensemen here tonight, as are Stevens Point. It'll be fascinating. That's a fascinating element to the lineup, if you ask me. May seem like a minor thing, but now here is Zamboni door bounce. Hurts the Pointers this time as it went up in the air. It's never the same twice in a row.
That's the thing.
That's the killer. All right, Carter Rue, far side works it. Now it is Chris Alleman leading the play in. Carter Rue tried to center it. McElhaney covering the point. Sends it deep back and cleared out. Watch out here. St. Thomas with a burst of speed.
What a play.
And a great play here by Drew McElhaney to keep it going. McElhaney to Cantor. Cantor will swipe it in from a knee. Can't keep it going. Now it is up and over outstretched glove. Alleman with it for Stevens Point. To the far side, Qualiata. Behind the net, St. Thomas clears it out. They chip it around Stephen Beauvais. This should be an icing call here.
They waved it off,
nope,
Tom.
It dies. 10:45 to go in the second. Still tied at 1. TJ Rue sends it in right to St. Thomas, and Miller ahead off of his stick. It is Matt Christian in, far corner. Throws it behind the net for Ben Vikic, but nothing there. Stevens Point back the other way. Brendan Miller. They work it around him again. TJ Rue picks it up on the near side and swipes it into the St. Thomas end. Tommy's at center ice. Come right through. Firing a shot deflected. Ooh, looked to fool Connor Rickman, but it went wide to the near side as it hit a body on the way through. Right in front of the net. Vikic set up. They try to get it to him. Now it's jammed behind the net as it's TJ Rue. And Vikic won that battle, brings it out high, one-time shot. Ooh, that was dangerous. Hit some traffic on the way through. Another shot block here by Stevens Point. They can't clear. Now off the stick of Logan Fredericks. I'd like to get him some space here.
He's got some right now.
Beauvais. He will try to get the aforementioned. They tried to lift it to Fredericks. St. Thomas, nice job to read that. Beauvais flips it back again. They will send it. This should be an icing call against the Pointers. It is, with 9:46 to go here in period 2. Pointer hockey brought to you by the Point After Pub, 801 2nd Street, Stevens Point.
Looks like the Pointers were able to get a partial change with Duffin getting on the ice before the icing call, but some tired Pointers here. Tom, hands on knees. Gonna try to suck it up here for TJ Rue and win a faceoff and get the puck down to the offensive end so you get the rest of these guys off the ice and some fresh troops on the ice.
Face off to the right side of Connor Rickman. We are midway through this matchup of ranked teams. Tied at 1. Near corner. Stevens Point dumps it. Gravelli, to the near corner. And he's tied up by TJ Rue, and St. Thomas keeping the pressure on. Rink wide pass to the far side, shot through traffic, redirect went wide. Beauvais with a body position here on the near side to prevent a rebound chance. Back out top it goes to Monahan, cross ice pass, side of the net, Gravelli. This top line here from St. Thomas, Logan Fredericks with it now. Fredericks ahead, here's BJ Duffin, he'll try to bring it in, gloves it down. St. Thomas going to play the puck here to prevent a hand pass against the Pointers, and McReynolds, Kelly, and Duffin still out there. Near side, rink wide pass, Gravelli comes in, firing his shot. Glove save made by Rickman. It hit the heel of his glove and rebound. Round the boards here near side, Duffin sprawling after it, trying to get possession of it, and then he got hit on the play by Monahan, and Duffin able to clear it out. Center ice, McReynolds, nifty move to chip it around, but Gravelli on the back check there to get it. He'll go to the right wing. He's got speed to burn, eh? Assistant captain for leading scorer for the Tommies as well. Austin Kelly drugs it out for Stevens Point. He'll go to the far side, bouncing puck on him, now sends it deep. McElhaney the first to get there in the near corner for Stevens Point. McElhaney, McReynolds, now to McElhaney again. St. Thomas clears it out again. Back we go the other way, back and forth we go. Raditic off on the left wing, shot whistled through on a backhander there by Cullen Willocks. Comes out of the zone, McElhaney chipped the player down, and St. Thomas got it, and they're off sides of the play. Stevens Point will get it. Drew McLean with a head of steam, feeds it near side to Corrali. He'll get to the red line, zips it in on Rokel, who I didn't think expected that coming to him. And he gets a glove save and hangs on.
Nice job by Carly, Tommy, just reading the eyes of the goaltender. He was waiting for the dump in and trying to stop the puck from there, and instead flips it right in on the goaltender. Makes the save. Offensive zone faceoff here for the Pointers. It's been a couple of minutes since they've had a good chance here. Try to win a draw and get a couple scoring opportunities out of this.
All right, Sean O'Clair midway through the second has gotten on the board. The St. Mary's tied at 1. And Concordia Moorhead on the board against River Falls. Pointers through the neutral zone, turn the puck over, but it is a Carter Rue who's able to tip it free. St. Thomas will get a turnover, cleared out nicely by Alleman in front of the net. And cleared out. Red line on the near side. Cross ice pass, Fromberger intercepted. Here comes McElhaney, 3-on-2. McElhaney feeds it through to the middle, redirected, and went up in the air, and Carter Rue just missed it. Couldn't pull it out of midair. Now McElhaney will get it. He'll fire a long shot, pad save, rebound loose, comes right back to Rokel, and with traffic there, he covers it up. That's finally getting the puck to the net.
Tommy, I'll tell you, Luke McElhaney, it looks good tonight, Tom. He's got an extra jump in his step.
Sean, I had wondered here, Colin Raver now back on the ice. He had a skate issue.
Yep.
You know, he came off kind of awkwardly a while ago. I did not see him go off, but he had a skate repair done, so he will immediately come back out there with Zek and Tanner Carty, right? Nope.
Yep.
Nope, they'll pull them off and bring McReynolds, Kelly, and Duffin out there.
They're matching. Coach Krieger's matching fourth line against the number 1 line, Tommy. I actually like that.
Yeah.
Grind
kind of goes back. Remember the championship year? Alex Crom, Evan Dixon.
Yep.
Can't for the life of me remember who was the third guy on that line, but long shot. Oh, and it's in. Shot in the goal. Is it in? Pointers crash in. No goal. A bomb by Corrali from the point, and Rokel made the save. It got behind him, and everybody behind the net. Goal light never came on, and the net is off.
The light never went on, Tommy. Rokel looked behind him, and I saw the puck just for a brief second.
It was spinning around in the blue paint.
Oh, my goodness. What a shot by Danny Corrali, though. And beat Rokel stick side and low, and somehow didn't go into the back of the net. Goodness.
Like the pressure, though.
Oh, love the pressure. Great job. And like I said, finish that point is you force these offensive forwards for St. Thomas to play defense against a puck possession line like the Pointers' fourth line. You like that matchup.
Off the face-off, Duffin goes after it again. Kelly, stick lift in the near corner, bumps it free. It is Drew McLean on the near side that, with a backhander, keeps it in the zone. Duffin tries to dig it out, knocked down, gets back to his feet. Now knocked down again. McReynolds pushing it free, but puck squirted loose. Here's St. Thomas. Gravelli waiting, gets around a defender, walk shot, save made by Rickman, and it is Brett Gravelli that kind of danced his way through there, Sean. Shots now even, 17 apiece.
Drew McLean gave up a little too much time and space to that assistant captain Gravelli for St. Thomas. And right at the last second, McLean was able to get his stick on the ice and block that shot and just harmlessly rolled in on Rickman to cover up.
6:54 to go in the second. We are tied at 1. Face off to the left side of Connor Rickman. Zach Zeck will get tossed out of there. So Tanner
watch out
Carty
here,
in to
Tommy.
take the draw.
Look at Beauvais and
Far side goes wide. It's Beauvais and Cullen Willocks.
yep.
And Stevens Point able to clear it around. Colin Raver trying to get to it. Derek Olmshank, the first to get there. Turnover. Carty had it, lost it. Raver to the front of the net, tried to redirect with Zach. But the goaltender Rollcool, I think, with a pad save, or excuse me, a stick save. Now it's center ice. Willocks coming through. Willocks near side, weak shot in. An easy save for Connor Rickman, and he will cover it up.
That face off again will come down in the Pointer defensive end, and they're getting closer, Tommy, getting the puck to the middle of the ice. I think that's one of the positives here of this hockey game. The Pointers are doing the hard work to get the puck to the middle of the ice and get some scoring chances.
Face off to the right side of Connor Rickman. Bittner for Stevens Point to Beauvais. Zips it around quickly to Raver. 3-on-2 maybe. Raver sends it deep. He's held up. Pointers want an interference call as Raver was held up on the far side, but he didn't get it now. Here's some stick work by Tanner Carty to free it up, pin it up. Raver goes after it again. Colin's going to have to work harder than that to get a penalty call. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I agree.
All right, long outlet pass ahead. Bittner tried to intercept it, got a piece of it. Rickman goes to quickly play it, but right to the stick of one of the Tommies. Alert D on the far side by Alleman. And Carty tried to bang it free. Alleman slips it ahead. Baxter Cantor on the near side. Cantor overskated it, got enough of it though, and got it to Carty. Near side, he'll drag it in. Carty toe drag shot. Blocker save made. And a long shot in and a stick save made. Andrew Rokel with back-to-back saves here on Stevens Point.
Yeah, nice job finally Tanner Carty able to find some time and space and able to use that defender from the Tommies as a screen. Good shot up high. Rokel had to make the save with the blocker, and another good rebound opportunity for the Pointers.
7 minutes to go at Hobshawn. Eau Claire with a power play and a short-handed goal to lead St. Mary's 2-1. Alleman cross ice to Qualiata. St. Thomas trying to dig it out, goes behind the end board out to the side of the net, and St. Thomas clears it. This should be an icing call, and gets over the end line. It does. 5:16 to go in the second. We are still tied at 1.
Yeah.
Sean, the most anticipated segment of the broadcast. Who's your Pointer profile?
I doubt that. It's sophomore goaltender Connor Rickman.
All right. Very good.
I had a couple minutes to chat with him.
Yep. I am told by the folks at the station, Sean, we get a huge ratings bump.
Right sure.
You know, right around the 8:30 mark.
Oh, is that what happens?
Yeah,
okay.
It's got to be it, right? St. Thomas off the draw, able to clear it out. Jack Christensen throws it in the zone. And Point trying to get it, bouncing puck wide of the net. Have to take a look at the shot chart here, Sean, for this second period. Not a whole lot of quality chances for St. Thomas. No. Point has had the better chances. Far side, Cantor bumped around, and McElhaney. Far side, St. Thomas gets it and blasts it right back in. They will change. Premium chances. Now McElhaney waiting for it. Cantor will lift it up and send it in, and instead they will change. St. Thomas rattling it around to the far side. This is Barnes. Far side puts the brakes on. He'll do the same as St. Thomas will finish a change. So now it's Kelly near his own blue line, center ice, right through Main Street. Comes, backhands it into the far corner. Duffin and McReynolds give chase. And Duffin able to take it away from the goaltender. Behind the net, Kelly. Duffin lost his stick, side of the net coming. Shot fired, comes right out in front, cleared out by Gravelli. And it's a 2-on-2 back the other way. Gravelli trips over the red line, and St. Thomas will get it and backhand it in. McReynolds gets to it. McReynolds, left wing, sends it deep. Glove down between the circles by Elijah Latimer. He'll feed it ahead. Radatek, who has the St. Mary's goal. Ooh, backhanded shot. Glove save made. Boy, Radatek got a pretty solid backhander off there.
Yeah, speed to burn from Radatek, Tommy. Came off the bench and went right to work, got a puck right at the offensive blue line, split the Pointer defense, and a sneaky little backhander tried to beat Rickman up high in the glove side corner. Good glove save by the sophomore goaltender.
3:47 to go in the second. We are tied at 1. Beauvais around and up to Fredericks, ahead to Miller. Bouncing around, Beauvais will get it back, and he's got a defender all over him. Nice job to feed him off and prevent him from coming in the zone. Miller charging in there to try to bang it free. Blue line on the near side. Beauvais clears it back out. He and Miller really scrumming right on the near side, but also getting his nose in there. John Peterson of the Tommies and Cullen Willocks. And a shot fired. That's a riser that looked to fool Rickman, but it again went high off the glass and came all the way out of the zone. St. Thomas in their own end. Rink wide to the far side, bring it in. Got a saucer pass in front. Beautiful job by Bittner to break it up, and then a big hit in the far corner. Carter Rue in there. Bittner rattles it around up the wall on the near side, held in by Fromberger. He'll send it deep to the near corner, coming through. Shot fired. That just missed the upper left corner of the net. Found a seam through there. Fredericks goes back behind his net. Fredericks shoves it up ahead, and Miller will get it on the near side. Here comes Point. Miller across the red line, sends it deep outside of the net. Rocco will cover it up. We'll get a whistle. 2:39 to go here in the period.
So offensive zone face-off here. Tommy, the Pointers dodge a little bit of a bullet there as they got caught on a long change, a long shift here in the second period with that long change. The defensive pair of Beauvais and Bittner completely out of the gas on that last exchange. Oh, what a save, Tommy.
Oh, boy, right off the draw. Zach get that shot off?
It was Zach, actually, Zach Tommy won the face-off to Colin Raver. A little set play there from the top of the face-off circle, and that shot was labeled for the right under the crossbar, and a good save.
All right, face-off to the left of Rocco, and it's Qualiata. They tried the same thing. Qualiata with a shot. And Rocco with a blocker save up the far wall. Raver swats at it but can't hold it in. Now sends it back. And it's Barnes able to get possession of it. Raver running traffic there. And Raver got a piece of it through the neutral zone. So St. Thomas not with possession, but they get it in the zone. As it's Panvica. Had it, lost it. And it is on the near side, Alleman. Another turnover on the near side, Carty. Very lucky he didn't get a slashing call here. Big hit on Alleman. Digging it out 2-on-1 back the other way. Here comes Gravelli. Feeds it back through to the middle. Nothing. Great job by Raver on the back check, Sean, to pick up the Tommy coming over on the near side. Qualiata with it now ahead. Tanner Carty out of midair, swept ahead. This should be an offside. Nope. And, yep, offside, or a high stick, so we'll get a face-off back in the St. Thomas end, right?
It's going to be on the Tommies, too,
Yep.
Tommy. So the puck will come in the offensive end for the Pointers here with 1:48. Shots on goal here in the do a little update action here, but the quality scoring chances on the Pointers end. They're just missing a little bit here.
Yep. All right, face off to the right side. Austin Kelly with the draw to the far corner. McReynolds, can he get there? But no, Drew McLean cuts in to get it. Here's BJ Duffin from the near corner. He'll try to come out with it. Duffin now dumps it back. Kelly near side. They will cycle it here, out high to McLean. He can't get a shot off, so he dumps it with a backhander near side. Duffin behind the net. Now to Kelly in front. McReynolds bouncing puck, chops at it. That goes wide. McReynolds gets possession of it. Around on the near side. Carty hustling right off the bench. McLean runs traffic. Carty was winding up, expected the puck to come up on the ice here, but it flips over him. Corrali back to get it. And Hill with some speed back the other way. Corrali. He'll come in. Carty to the front of the net. Shot fired. Corrali got it down in front. Oh, Tanner Carty in front of the net. A bouncing puck shot as it came out, bounced underneath him, and the net knocked off its moorings.
Oh, my goodness, Tommy. Tanner Carty scoring woes continue. He had a slam dunker right on his stick.
He did everything perfectly, kept his stick on the ice. If it comes right to him, all he does is it bounced right over it.
But give some credit to Danny Corrali, though, Tommy. Yep. Took the shot and then fouled it up. And gloved his own rebound down and was able to get it to Carty as well.
1:08 to go here in the period. St. Thomas tried to clear it out. Bittner holds it in. He'll send it toward the net. Redirected, went wide. Carter Rue to the rebound. They'll jam at it. Carty with it now. Forced off wide to the far side. 1 minute to go here in the second period. Rue near side. Now it's Bittner. A long shot. Redirected. Came wide. McElhaney. A knuckler came around. Comes right back out in front. Rue turns, fires a shot. Fans on it. St. Thomas digs it out. Boy, Sean, we've seen a lot of fanning on the puck. There's a lot of stick action and
The refs are letting him play,
let
Tommy.
them play. Up ahead, here's Carter Rouge. Shot, save, made as Rocco made the save.
And now, student section wants a penalty after the whistle as the defender.
McElhaney came in. And
The
Cullen
defender.
Willocks.
Yep, Cullen Willocks.
He's
who's-
been active here.
with everybody. Went up high on Carter Rue. But now it's the Pointers looking like they have the extra jump here at the end of the second period. Lots of-
35 seconds remaining in the period. Boy, Sean, St. Thomas, some guys have logged some heavy ice time here.
especially that number one line.
Yep. Now St. Thomas off the draw, able to work it around Beauvais. He'll pull it back to Bittner. Bittner sends it deep, maybe one last push here for the Pointers. Far side, big traffic. Carty took a shot up high, but keeps it going. Boy, Carty now watch out here, tied up in the far side, and then took it away. Here's McElhaney coming in. McElhaney firing a shot. Save made by Rocool, and boy, Tanner Carty getting to the net. Getting some good chances.
Yep, everything but the back of the net here in the final couple minutes for the Pointers. Great shot on goal there by McElhaney. He's been the Pointers' best forward tonight. He has not been rewarded for a goal to yet, but
Rue will take the draw here. Rue, Carty, McElhaney. So, Sean, it looks like maybe they flipped McElhaney and Raver here.
I think so.
Now it's stuck in the far faceoff circles. They dig out McElhaney with a shot through traffic. Another good save by Rocool.
Yeah, nice face-off win by Carter Rue. Tommy was able to get the puck up and right to McElhaney's forehand. Good wrist shot. St. Thomas will make a change. Lots of barking after the whistle. The Pointers trying to continue to get the offense. 11.9 seconds.
What they're doing here is they're double shifting Tanner Carty,
Okay.
right? In place of Baxter Canner here in the final minute, in the final seconds. Carty got a stick jam on it, cleared out St. Thomas near side, 8 seconds. They will try to get it ahead. A long shot fired in, glove down by Rickman. He'll dump it back behind the net. 40 minutes in the books, and this sucker's even up.
Good hockey game, Tommy. Good second period by the Pointers. They don't get rewarded with a goal, but they did get the better scoring opportunities, but the difference so far is the goaltender
Andrew
for St.
Rocool,
Thomas.
I'll tell you what, he has been as advertised here. This is a good team. We got a heck of a 20 minutes lying ahead here.
Buckle your
A
seatbelts
very,
up.
very important 20 minutes lies ahead. 40 minutes in the books from Willett Arena. We are tied at 1. We'll come back with a second period recap and a scoreboard update, and Sean's Pointer profile with the sophomore goaltender Connor Rickman. Stevens Point and St. Thomas tied at 1 after 2. This is Pointers Hockey on Sportsfan 100.5. All right, back here at Willett Arena, Tom Weaver, Sean McMahon, our second intermission, and our thanks to the Duffin family for the duh moment of the year so far.
Yes.
It was
Sorry,
BJ
guys.
Duffin that was on that line with Alex Crom and Pointer assistant coach Evan Dixon. And
oh, man, that line
that
was
seems
good.
like forever ago.
It does.
That was so fun.
It does. It
Oh,
was
my
so
goodness.
much fun.
Absolutely. Here, no scoring in that second period. So the Pointers' first period goal from Logan Fredericks, his third of the year, from Brennan Miller and Zach Zeck. Luke Radatic from Cullen Willocks followed back up at 14-10. And that's where we sit here, tied at 1 after one period. And as we refresh our team stats here, Sean, it looks like it is Stevens Point with the shots on goal advantage, 25-18 through 2 periods. So it is 24 saves here tonight for Andrew Rollcole, 17 saves for Connor Rickman. Stevens Point has tallied on their only Guzan main power play. And let's see here, face-offs evening up a bit. Stevens Point 28 face-off wins, or I should say St. Thomas. Stevens Point with 28 face-off wins, St. Thomas with 21. Stevens Point with 6 block shots, St. Thomas with 2. So you got to get it done on all ends of the ice here.
Yeah, it's a great game, Tommy.
Yeah,
At
it really
the end
is.
of the day, real good hockey game.
Real good hockey game here, and I think what's it going to take? Power play, maybe something. Got to be smart here in the third period.
Oh, absolutely. It's you can tell things are getting chippy, and getting aggressive here. Both teams really going for it. And I really like how the Pointers played in the last 6 minutes of that period. The ice started tilting the other way, and then in the favor of the Pointers.
Yep. All right, other scores: Eau Claire leading St. Mary's 2-1, Stout leading Gustavus 2-0, Superior over St. Olaf 2-1, Concordia of Minnesota and River Falls tied at 1. Marion has gone up on Aurora by a 2-1 score there. And Sean, that game from out east we are keeping an eye on. 7th-ranked Oswego has beaten 11th-ranked Hobart 4-2. So there's going to be some shakeup in that mid to upper portion of the poll coming up here next week. Let's hope the Pointers with a strong 20 minutes can keep ranks on the number 1 spot. We'll take a 2-minute break. When we come back, Sean's conversation with the sophomore goaltender Connor Rickman. Stevens Point and St. Thomas tied at 1 after 2. This is Pointers Hockey on Sportsfan 100.5.
Pointer profile coming down in 3, 2, 1. And welcome everybody back to our second intermission. We continue with our Pointer profiles tonight, and we get to talk with the sophomore goaltender Connor Rickman from Meising, Ontario, Canada. And Connor, we were talking a little bit before the interview started. Congratulations on a great start of the season, although it's young, though. But I got to feel like things have changed for you in your role with this hockey team in the last year or so, hasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like you said before, it's amazing how things change in 1 year. And, I'm excited to keep the role going and help bring the team to hopefully a championship this year.
Talk a little bit about the game last night. You collected your 4th win of the year, and things got a little tight, but you guys were able to make some big saves in the third period and keep things going for this team.
Yeah, I mean, that's my job back there is, whenever there's an opportunity there, I got to, back the boys up and keep them in the game and give them a chance to win. And I think so far the guys have done a really good job. Last night we kept it a little close, but, it's the way the cookie crumbles, and we're going to keep it going here.
Let's talk a little bit about last year for you. 4-0, 2.24 goals against average save percentage over 90%. And you got a valuable experience in the WIAC playoffs against River Falls in that semifinal weekend series. For a freshman to get your feet wet early and then kind of see how things go and then have to be called upon in the playoffs like you did to keep this thing going for the team, that's got to add to a lot of experience for you, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can't take all the credit. I mean, Max Milosik really did a good job at prepping me for the games to come. Even like you said, getting thrown in for the semifinal there, and even PJ Bridges. I mean, I can't leave him out of the equation. I mean, he's done a really good job, and they both helped me out to get the success I've had today. So I can't thank them enough. And it's the way it is. And like I said, I'm glad to keep things going.
Summer for you. You have a good summer. Be able to get home back to Meising and work on some things.
Yeah, absolutely. It's nice to get back home, but there's no off season, and going back home to the goalie coach back home, and keep things going and keep training, and just get things going for this year. Like you said, it's a big transition for me, and no days off, and I'm glad to have had the summer I've had to keep me where I am today.
What's a summer day like in Meising, and what do you wanted to get after, and what was some of your goals for the summer to get into this new role for this hockey team?
A really big preparation for me was just mentally. I mean, coming from a role where you're backing up one of the best goalies in the country, to having to be the starter and having to have his exact role, it was a big mental preparation for me. I wanted to fine tune some of my technique, just so when I have been called upon, I'm ready for anything. So goalie coaching mentally and physically on the ice was a big thing for me, and morning workouts was a daily thing. Goalie training in the afternoon, work at night, and start all over the next day.
The fall camp for you guys pretty good. You and Eli and Ryan getting together, and we talked a little bit last year about how you guys are kind of a little team within the team, and when I see your role has changed, you're the leader of that. You got to show these guys the ropes, don't you?
Yeah, that's right. And again, I can't leave out Max and PJ. I mean, they showed me what it's like and how to lead guys for, like you said, this year with Eli and Wagner there. So I think we got a really good chemistry here. Everyone knows what they bring to the table. They're both really good goalies, and competition's always there, which is what we need to stay on our toes and to stay sharp here.
Yeah, practice Monday through Thursday. I got to feel that all three of you guys are really pushing each other to get better and better every day to make that lineup on Friday and Saturday night.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these guys are hungry to play. I mean, who really isn't? You know what I mean? So, being a freshman and only played 4 games, I mean, they were hungry coming in. They wanted a sniff of the pot there, and every week it gets harder and harder, and that's what it takes to be a championship team, and it starts from the goalie out. So I think we're doing a really good job, and we got to keep it going throughout the season.
Enough of the serious stuff. Let's have some fun. I understand there's a new ping pong table in the locker room that you guys had a little competition for. So a championship belt around your locker. Talk a little bit about that.
It's good. I mean, being a goalie, I mean, pong is almost an essential. But Brendan Miller has done a absolute killing on the pong table. I don't mean to, humble brag here, but I stole it from him a couple weeks ago. Had it for a week, and then he stole it back from me. So I'm looking to get revenge on the belt on Miller for sure.
Well, Coach Krieger barely beat me before our road trip last weekend. Who do I got to take on next?
You got to take on Dix or Bads. I mean, those guys are hilarious on the pong table, especially Bads. But I think for coaching staff-wise, Bads would be the next guy to go to for sure.
Bads? I heard Dixie can't count, so that's crazy for me to think is as well astute as he is when he was in college.
Yeah, the whiteboard beside the pong table definitely helps when it comes to Bads counting. So, we'll see how it goes with him.
Orange Lemon, how's that been going this year? Last year you talked about how a miraculous save you made against Tanner Carty.
Yeah.
Still trying to stone those All-Americans?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like you said, All-Americans is a pretty good accomplishment, and to stop them in Orange Lemon on a weekly basis is pretty exciting. But Orange Lemon's going really good. I mean, there's always a new winner in Orange Lemon, and it's fun to razz the guys who keep getting the lemon. So.
What's the best save you made this year?
Oh, I got absolutely deked out of my socks, and I just dove across, wasn't really looking, kind of like Dominic Hasek, just threw the stick out there, happened to hit the paddle, made the save, and then, of course, I got scored on next breakaway. So.
Who was that against?
I believe it was Fader, actually, came down and just ripped one high glove on me, so confidence didn't last too long, but it is what it is.
How's the Stewart Ball going this year? I hear a lot of swearing, and sometimes it gets a little ugly up there.
Yeah, I mean, guys are taking it really competitively, which is kind of nice. I mean, last year it was almost too generous, but Stewart Ball is good as always. Rookies are doing a pretty good job at stepping in, but typical Stewart Ball players. I mean, Zach's always really good and keeping the competition hot, so.
Finally for you, St. Thomas comes into tonight. Big game. This is probably the stiffest competition you guys have had to date this season, and it really kind of kicks off a 5-game stretch for you guys. We're going to be playing ranked opponents and really kind of get a good measuring stick of where this hockey team's at early on in the season. What are a couple big things that the Pointers need to do in the first couple periods to get a real important win tonight?
I mean, I think it really boils down to, getting back to our game right off the bat. We need to come out there strong. We need to show them why we're first in the country here. Stick to our game plan. We need to keep getting shots on net. We need to keep getting rebounds, putting guys in front. Defensively, I think we're solid, and, that's really brings our team together. When our defense are hot, we're hard to get shots on goal, and we're hard to keep the goals out. So I think we just need to stay on our game, get to our game right off the bat, and it's going to be tough to keep us down.
All right, Connor, thanks so much. Congratulations on all the success. Best of luck the rest of your sophomore year.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, that was Connor Rickman, the sophomore goaltender from Mising, Ontario, Canada. More Pointer hockey coming up in 2 minutes here on Sportsfan 100.5.
All right, ready to go for period number 3 here at Willett Arena. Tom Weaver, Sean McMahon. Stevens Point, St. Thomas tied at 1. And our face-off is brought to you by Miller Lite. as we are from our Mark Toyota broadcast booth here at Willett Arena. Put your mark in the road at Mark Toyota in Plover. Jeff Besser having a word with our official here.
Yeah, a couple of the players after when we went to commercial break had some words with both linesman and official.
Yeah.
And I think Jeff Besser's hammering home the point here right at the beginning of the third period.
Whatever that might be. All right, we are set to go. It's a no surprise, Sean. Austin Kelly, B.J. Duffin, Brandon McReynolds, Brett Gravelli, Tanner Barnes, Johnny Panvica for St. Thomas. Pointers force a turnover right away through the neutral zone. Kelly sends it deep for Duffin on the near side. This line has been creating chaos at times for the Pointers. Tried to slip it to Kelly on the near side, and now it's actually Brennan Miller out there, Sean. Miller out there with Kelly and Duffin. There's an interesting maneuver for you, huh? Duffin gets unloaded on the near side. Back to his feet quickly. A strong hit there, Sean. I think Duff's all right. Wow. Near side red line. Tanner Carty slips it ahead. It is Panvica that will send it deep, but St. Thomas changing lines here. Barnes stays out there, but it is near side Zach Zeck. Nice job to keep her going. Got it ahead. Corrali with it. Chips it in off the near wall. Steps out of the way of a check and gives a little shot toward the bench. Watch out here. Corrali lost an edge, and now back the other way. Zeck with it. He'll look to fire it deep into the glove of Rocol, and he'll hang on. Minute 7 into the third period.
Good job by Tanner Carty to take what you're given. Just flip the puck in on Rocol. Get the stoppage in play and offensive zone faceoff. We talked a little bit about it at the end of the second period, Tom, where the Pointers started tipping the ice back in their favor as the top, what do you say, two and a half lines maybe, the top three lines have logged the majority of this ice time tonight, especially that number one line.
The top two lines. Now right off the draw, Carty with a backhanded shot that Rolko will smother.
And how long can that gas tank be full for St. Thomas, especially after playing at UW Eau Claire last night?
Yeah.
And a hard-hitting affair there, too.
Heavy game there. Right off the face-off, Zeck. St. Mary's flips it around Corrali. And I think it got a piece of him on the way through, so no icing. McLean puts the brakes off, feeds it to Corrali. Backhander ahead, Zeck with it, 3-on-2. Zeck with Carty, dumps it to Carty. He'll come in, back to Zeck, coming back through to the middle, and St. Thomas got a stick on it and interrupted a good scoring chance there for point. Now Carty goes behind the net to try to dig it out. Tries to put the brakes on and get it to Zeck. Zeck, far side, Raver, lumbering for it. Can't come away with it. St. Thomas clears it out. Qualiata at center ice. He'll hold as long as he can to get the Pointers on side. Rimmed around on the near side. Carty goes after it. On the near side, St. Thomas dug it around, shaking Peterson there. Up ahead they'll go. Peterson on the near side, spun around by Alleman. Stevens Point back the other way. Here's McReynolds. So it's McReynolds now with TJ Rue and Logan Fredericks. Now right in front of the net, TJ Rue trying to jam it. Fredericks jams at it. McReynolds after it, and a diving effort by Rocool to poke it to the far corner. Center ice, Alleman into the shins. Now he'll push it back 4-on-3. Here's Alleman right up the middle. Fires his shot just to step off sides, and another late whistle.
Good job by Alleman, Tommy, to win an open ice battle and just kind of hold his ground right at the red line. The puck, with that hard work, floats to his stick, and he comes right up Main Street, gets a shot on goal, but a real late whistle on the offsides.
17:45 to go here in period 3. Tied at 1. McReynolds tried to dig it free. Around Qualiata goes St. Thomas. He'll jam it back to the middle. Nothing there. Fredericks clears it out, but turned it over. And St. Thomas right back to the far corner. McReynolds with a sneaky little play there to tip it free. Out high to the point of the far side. Shot through traffic. Rickman, save off the chest. Drops right down in front of him, and he'll cover it up.
Tommy, you'll take those long-distance shots all day long.
Yeah.
The Pointers have done a good job in their own end tonight, making life difficult for St. Thomas as far as offense goes. Most of their opportunities have been out past the dots, up by the blue line, all perimeter work.
All right, face-off far side. Bittner steers it. Now Beauvais rims it around. Baxter Cantor ahead for Carter Rue. He was a little late on the draw there, and St. Thomas forces a turnover here. Up the wall on the far side, they'll send it in. Beauvais back with it. Surveys it up ahead for Rue. Ahead of him, near side, and Cantor ridden down. You might argue that's interference.
It was interference.
but ahead it goes. Now Carter Rue
There's a
awkwardly.
penalty.
Here's a penalty coming
Hopefully
up
he's
here
okay, Tommy.
behind the net. Carter Rue goes hard, and Rickman coming off. We will get a whistle. Stevens Point's going to get a Guzan Main power play, and
How much?
Sean, he had no way to brace
Yeah.
himself.
Hopefully he's okay, Tommy. He went hard into the
Yeah,
sideboard.
he's back up, skating off.
How much, Tommy? That's the question.
So it is Elijah Latimer that goes off. 2 minutes for boarding is the call against the Tommies, and it's a Guzan Main power play for the Pointers. 16:53 to go. We are tied at 1.
This
Home
is
of the
their
Pointer
chance.
Hockey Radio Show, Guzan Main, 1140 Main Street in Stevens Point. Would love next Wednesday night at 6 o'clock at our first show to be talking about how the Pointers took control of this game in the third period to get a win. How's that sound?
Yeah, absolutely, Tommy.
Second power play of the night, 1 for 1 so far. TJ Rue kicks it back to Qualiata, fakes a shot, leaves it near side to Cardi. Cardi coming, firing a shot, hit a body in front. St. Thomas tried to get it, and TJ Rue ran some traffic, but St. Thomas able to get it, and they'll dump it in. Rickman backhands it ahead. Corrali on the far side now chops it behind the net to Qualiata. Second power play of the night, and the only 2 penalties of the game. Cardi, far side, works it around, got tripped
You got
up,
him, Tommy.
and a penalty call
Tanner
coming
Cardy's
here.
okay.
And
Oh,
Cardi spinning into the far corner, holding his knee here. And we will see what the call is here, Sean, with 1:32 to go. He is back to his feet.
Is he okay,
Training
Tom?
staff coming, and this is going to be
and the question, how long on this one, Tom?
I don't know.
The kneeing call is going to be the penalty. Man, is there some chirping going on from the St. Thomas
Yeah.
bench.
A 5-on-3 coming up here. And let's see, Cardi to the bench, and just, he's standing on his own feet. But Sean, you've got a prime opportunity here with a 5-on-3 power play.
Yep, blow this thing open, Tom. Timeout St. Thomas.
It
Oh,
is.
timeout Stevens Point, actually.
Jack Christensen. Now they've switched it around here, Sean.
Oh, okay.
Originally it said it was Christian, but it's Ben Vikic that takes the box.
9?
Yep.
Okay.
So we have not heard what the penalty call is as of yet.
It's kneeing, Tommy.
Is it a major?
Nope, just a 2-minute.
2 minute for kneeing.
Kneeing, yep.
Wow. All right. So timeout taken here by Stevens Point. A good time to remind you, Sean, we'll be at, big weekend next weekend at Marion on Friday night. The Sabres, 13th ranked coming in. They lead Aurora 2-1. So got to think with all this jumbling of all these teams kind of between 4 and 10.
Yep.
They'll move up. All right, 1:32 here of a 5-on-3 Guzan Main power play for the Pointers. Sean, here's your opportunity.
Yeah, this is it, Tommy.
You know?
You've worked hard all
And
night.
Sean, here's Tanner Cardi back on the ice, and St. Thomas is letting them have it.
Yeah. Look at there, and even they're talking to the officials now. And this chirping with the officials with St. Thomas started at the end of the second period. They're
Yep.
not happy on how the Pointers are taking faceoffs,
Yep.
and they're unhappy about getting booted out of a couple
5-on-3
situations.
power play for 1:32. 16:25 to go in the third. This is a prime chance
This
for
is
St.
it.
Thomas to turn the tables, too. Off the draw, kicked back. It'll go to Cardi at the far side. Cardi coming in. He'll come in, feeds it down low on the far side to Carter Rue. Back to Tanner Cardi. Kneeing is the penalty. And Qualiata down near side to Zek. Zek back out high to Cardi. Cardi holds it. He'll wait, gets a defender, goes down low. Calling for it back. Wanted a one-timer. Instead, back to Qualiata. He'll go to Cardi. Boy, no shooting angle here. Cardi goes backdoor to Zek. He couldn't handle it. Beautiful pass there. Minute remaining here on the 5-on-3. Zek in the near corner. St. Thomas packing it in. McElhaney sets up shop in front of the net. They go out high to Zek. He'll fire a shot. Glove save made by Rolko.
Yeah, good save by Rolko. Not enough puck movement, Tommy. A lot of standing around I know Tanner's looking for the big one-timer from the face-off dot, and St. Thomas knows that too. They're putting two guys right in front of that in the triangle. And another offensive zone face-off. Pointers will stick with that same line. McElhaney, Carty, Zek, Qualiata, Carter-Rue.
55 seconds remaining in the 5-on-3, minute 23 remaining in the power play. Pointers got to hustle to hold the zone. They don't. It got hung up between Carty and Qualiata. Comes out. Qualiata far side. He's going to take a big hit on the far side, and he'll get back to his feet. All right, Carter-Rue. Now to Carty. Down low to Rue again. They'll swap over. Here's Qualiata, one-time shot. Shot block there. Rebound comes. Rue with a shot. Save made. Rebound loose. Carty able to spear it down. Goes far side. Carter-Rue. He'll fire a shot. Save made. Rebound picked up by McElhaney. McElhaney. Qualiata with a one-time shot. That roofed it. And Carter-Rue to it. 20 to go on the 5-on-3. And it comes out of the zone. What goaltending by Andrew Rocole. Now Qualiata drags it through. Feeds it far side to Carty. Carty will set it up. 10 to go on the two-man advantage. Carty now down low. Carter-Rue. Rue looks to come back out high, but there's nobody there. Now they get it. Cross out high to Qualiata. He'll try to go down low. St. Thomas got a stick on it. Now down. It's a 5-on-4 advantage. Carty with it now. He'll fire a shot. Carter-Rue shot save. Rocole diving out. Rebound loose, and the net is off.
Never saw it,
Never
Tommy.
saw it, and Carter-Rue got his stick.
The officials lost track of the puck, Tommy.
Yep. But the net's off on the near side,
Yeah,
it
that's
looks like.
Rocole.
But I tell you what, Andrew Rocole is putting the Tommies on his back here.
Yes,
20
he is.
seconds remaining in the Pointer power play.
If the Tommies can kill this off, Tom, man, oh man, momentum shift in this third period. 14:45 to go. This time, TJ Rue Fredericks, Colin Raver, McLean, and Danny Corrali, the power play guys on this second unit for the Pointers.
All right, 14:45 to go in the third. And it goes back to McLean. He'll skate in, feeds it far side to Corrali. 15 to go. McLean with a shot. What a shot block there by St. Thomas. Broyden Stuffco. As Rickman feeds it far side to Corrali. He'll spin with it. And St. Thomas is going to kill off the 5-on-3. Corrali coming out. He'll skate right through the neutral zone. Comes in near side. He'll pull up. Now hesitates. Hammered into the near corner, but got it to TJ Rue for a minute. They'll scrum for it in the far corner. Rue trying to keep it alive. Good body position there. Phil Fromberger for St. Thomas clears it out. Jack Christensen with it. Got it around McLean on the far side. Corrali coasts in there. Big hit here, and this is a penalty coming up against Stevens.
You knew it was coming, Tom. You got to be smarter than that.
An interference call coming against Stevens Point and Danny Corrali. And St. Thomas will get their first power play of the night.
You knew it was coming, Tom.
Yep.
You got to be smarter than that. The crowd doesn't like it, but any big hit close is going to get called. So the power play numbers for St. Thomas, 2 of 19, 10.5%. That's 7th in the MIAC, 65th overall. They are 0 for 6 last night on the power play against UW-Eau Claire. The penalty kill numbers for the Pointers, 20 of 23, 87% even, 2nd in the WIAC, 22nd overall in the country for the Pointer penalty killers so far this season.
All right, face-off controlled by the Tommies. They'll come in, fake a shot. It is Austin Kelly out high, B.J. Duffin, Stephen Beauvais, Ryan Bittner, the 4 penalty killers for the Pointers. St. Thomas has not had good luck on the power play so far. They'll set it up, out at the point, Panvica. Feeds it far side to Latimer. Shot fired, that goes wide. Pointers try to get possession of it near side. Beauvais able to steer it out on the near side. St. Thomas pulls it back, it's Elijah Latimer. Far side, he'll carry it in. Bittner recovering back. St. Thomas will send it deep. Beauvais hustling to get there. Gets body position, they jam it right out in front, slides right through the crease. Near side, McElhaney couldn't get it. Beauvais in to help out. Bittner with a stick in there to force it into the near corner and keep it there. McElhaney trying to dig it free. Out high, it is Latimer, I believe, will chase it down. Feeds it deep on the far side. Looks to center, nobody there. Back out high to Latimer. Far side, it's Barnes. Barnes, top of the far face-off circle. Little give and go, comes right down the middle. Pointers pick him up well. And a diving shot block there by Duffin, trying to clear it out, but can't. Held in. McElhaney was trying to go off to the races. Shot fired. There's a shot block, and McElhaney will get it, and he will backhand it down the length of the ice. Pointers changing here, and St. Thomas will push it right back in. They're trying to accelerate it ahead. Qualiata will gulf it out of there. Here's Brennan Miller coming after it, and the goaltender Rocole comes out to play it away from him. St. Thomas will pull it back. Cullen Willocks 30 seconds remaining on the St. Thomas power play. 12 and a half to go in the third. A game tied at 1. That has been a beauty. Tommies into the neutral zone. Back blue line far side, Fromberger. Lead pass ahead to Raditic. He's got the St. Thomas goal. Pointers get it, hammer it off the glass, and clear it out. Puck loose, sliding onto the far side. Willox will carry it in. And Austin Kelly will pick it up. Might have a 2-on-1 short-handed with Raver. Here's Austin Kelly on the far side. Has a third man coming through. What a poke check there by Fromberger. And might be a 3-on-1, but the Pointers get back to cover it. Shot fired. Shoulder save made by Rickman. Rebound comes out high. St. Thomas power play is over as the Pointers back to full strength. McLean behind the net with Qualiata. John Peterson in there for St. Thomas. Pokes it to the near corner. Raditic coming in. McLean, far side. Carty around to the near side. Raver now with it. Stick lift. Nifty move to get possession of it with a backhander. Gave it up and then rigged wide far side. Here's Qualiata. Stephen Qualiata up the middle. Feeds it far side. Carty comes around. Toe drag. Got it back. Comes. Shot in the goal! Tanner Carty with a beautiful toe drag to drag it through a defender. Came down. Blistered a wrist shot. Past Rokel, it's 2-1 Pointers, 11:27 to go.
Hey, Tommy, that's the All-American we know. Toe drag the defender for St. Thomas. A great little give and go with Stephen Qualiata, and the Pointers have a 2-1 lead on Carty's second of the season. That's got to feel good for Tanner. Beat Rokel stick side and low right along the ice.
That might be the best scoring chance he's had all year.
That's very...
2-1 Stevens Point, 11:27 to go. McElhaney, Carteru, and Baxter Cantor ready to roll here. And St. Thomas forces it back. And, watch out here. Bittner, near side, had it go off the heel of his stick. Right into the Pointer bench.
So Carty, his second of the year, Tommy, from Qualiata and Austin Kelly, gives the Pointers the 2-1 lead here with 11:21 remaining in the game.
Boy, a long way to go here. Face off to the right side of Connor Rickman. Carteru takes the face off, feeds it far side. Bittner got stood up, but Rue goes right in there to tie it up at the half wall on the far side. McElhaney trying to get it out. Carteru will get possession of it. He'll look to go behind the net to Beauvais. Beauvais slides it ahead. Baxter Cantor on the near side. Fights his way to the red line. He'll send it deep. McElhaney giving chase along with Cantor. Near side, Carteru. Bouncing puck, cuts in, and boy, gulfed a shot from the near side. That's a heck of a job by Carteru on a bouncing puck. Lifted it high, back in, and Rokel made the glove save.
Yeah, good job by Rokel to be Johnny on the spot there to glove it down. Luke McElhaney was hanging out right on the backside of the goal mouth, waiting for a rebound opportunity.
Pointer Hockey brought to you by the Rock and Roll Cafe, your go-to restaurant for the best breakfast in the area. 2801 Stanley Street, Stevens Point. 10:57 to go in the third period. Tanner Carty, second of the year, has Stevens Point up 2-1. St. Thomas will get possession of it. Fromberger behind the net, off the wall, bouncing puck there, got worked through behind Barnes, and Corrali backhands it ahead. Austin Kelly after it. Duffin swiping it free. Now Miller to the far side. Pointers will get possession. Puck possession will do good for you here. Miller threw a check beautifully, 3-on-2 as a defender, tying him up from behind. Got it to Austin Kelly. Fires a shot. Glove save made by Rokel. And after the play, Miller, is he going to go? I think they may take them both.
I think they better take them both, as there was a defender as well from St. Thomas that went up high on Duffin.
Are they going to take them both, or is St. Thomas going to get a power play?
That's
a roughing call against Brennan Miller is going to put
me?
St. Thomas on the power play. Wow. All right, Sean Stout has opened up a 4-0 lead over Gustavus.
All right, Tommy, so off to the second power play of the night go the Tommies.
Oh, boy.
And this is a big spot.
10:30 to go here. Miller off for roughing. You can't take that penalty.
Nope.
You cannot. Stuffco off the draw, has it out high, feeds it back to the near side to Raditic. Raditic half wall in the near side, zips it through to the middle, can't get a shot off. They work it to Fromberger on the far side. Peterson trying to get it in. Cantor racing for it. Shot! Oh, Rickman got a piece of it It went up in the air into the near corner, but didn't go into the netting. So they'll rotate it around again. Far side, shot fired. That whistles through. Comes here on the near side. St. Thomas dumping it deep. Around it goes. Now it took a bounce right to McElhaney off the far boards, down the link to the ice.
Thank you, Zamboni door,
This
Tommy.
so good. 4 fresh penalty killers out here for Stevens Point. Far side, St. Thomas drags it in. Willocks. McLean there to greet him. Far corner, John Peterson. They bring it out high to the point. Cross ice, Stuffgo with it. Along the blue line, now far face-off circle. Peterson, no shot there. They wanted the one-timer from the point, nothing there. Back, far side, shot fired. Rickman a save, rebound high into the far corner. Corrali dueling for it. Oh, beautiful stick lift to free it up. St. Thomas holds it, far wall. They go to the far corner. Peterson to Panvika. Panvika out high to Fromberger. Fromberger coming, 50 seconds to go on the power play. Shot through traffic, redirected. They had it, but couldn't connect. Connor Rickman never saw that. Near side, hustling to get there is McLean. He waffles it up and gets it out.
Pointer's got a hustle here on the change.
They can change one. Carter Rue off the bench. Now Kelly will come. Raver out as well. Far side, Corrali holds up, and Pointers gain possession of it. Dump at the link to the ice. 25 seconds to go on the power play. Colin Raver on the forecheck will go back behind the net. Almost coughed it up. Carter Rue now after it. Far side on the forecheck. Rue with a big hit to free it up. St. Thomas held back in their own end by the Pointer penalty killers. Rue tracking after it, far side. They'll chip it ahead. Rue tied up. Raver reaches for it around. Hit a stick on the far side, and Raver gets it and dumps it the link to the ice. 3 seconds, that'll do it. Stevens Point back to full strength, and it's Carter Rue trying to come up with it in the near corner. TJ Rue in there. Fredericks had it for a minute. Beauvais will get it. He'll send it deep. It hit TJ Rue right in the backside. Never saw it. Off on the far side, Bittner reads the play well. He'll come in. Bittner cuts to the far side, looks to send it toward the net, does, and it's Rollcool with a save. Pointers with it. They're really buzzing. Bittner with a shot. That's rifled wide. Beauvais pinches in on the near side. He'll hold it. A chopping effort here. Oh, Beauvais gets pinned up from behind. Able to battle through it. Got it to Logan Fredericks. TJ Rue jam shot. Pad save made by Rollcool. Stevens Point changing, and Alleman off the bench to prevent a 2-on-1. On the near side, Alleman. Nice job there. Rims it around, and it's McReynolds on the far side. Sticks in the Zamboni door. Qualiata lifting shot off the glass. Bouncing puck. McReynolds can't control it. Tanner Carty will get it for Stevens Point. He'll pull it back. 7.5 minutes to go in the third. Stevens Point a 2-1 lead. Qualiata feathers it deep. Zach Zeck after it. Can't get to it. St. Thomas in the far corner. Shane Monahan. Here's an pass intercepted. Raver tried to center it, but broken up. St. Thomas in transition. Here's Christensen near side. Alleman picks him up, sends him down hard. St. Thomas tried to center it, but it's loose to the near side. Dangerously close to interference on Alleman, but no call. Christensen, far corner. Goes out to the half wall on the far side. Pointers will get it. They'll jam it out. And a pass back to Alex Trapp on the near side. Too long for him. And he'll come back all the way into his own end. Near side pass ahead. Spencer Zwiener. Ahead, backhands it. Bounces through Alleman. Corrali to get it behind the net. Alleman blisters it around. Will this be icing? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
6:48 to go in the third. Stevens Point holding to a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, good job so far here by the Pointers after scoring that second goal of the evening at 8:33 to kind of shore everything up and keep playing good defensive hockey. And try to get some offense here too. The longer this game goes on, Tommy, St. Thomas is going to gamble more and more. Should free up some space for the Pointers offensively.
Sean, Concordia River Falls still tied at 1. Last report, Superior had a 2-1 lead over St. Olaf. And that is still holding, and now Zeck kicked out of the face-off circle. Oh, big weekend potentially for Stout here. Shot fired, hit all kinds of traffic on the way through. Centering pass coming back. Here's Zeck with Raver. Raver kicks it ahead to Zeck at center ice. Zeck will send it deep into the near corner. 6.5 minutes to go. Stevens Point a 1-goal lead. Zeck with traffic in the near corner. Pointers were finishing a change here. And St. Thomas with some speed coming out. It's Radatic. He'll try to send it in front. McLean, beautiful job to get it ahead. Miller on the near side. 3-on-2 for the Pointers. Miller with Duffin. And leaves it for Austin Kelly out of his reach. McLean will come. Fires a shot. Pad save made. Defender falls down, and Austin Kelly can't get possession of it. St. Thomas will flip it the link to the ice, but the puck dies, so no icing. McLean ahead for Miller, and this is going to go icing against the Pointers.
No, they waved it off this last second.
6 minutes to go in regulation. Stevens Point with a 1-goal lead. This has been a fantastic hockey game. Gustavus has scored. Stout now leads 4-1. St. Thomas with it near their own blue line. Tried to go ahead to Tanner Barnes. Out of his reach. Corrali sheds defenders, comes right through the middle. He will join the play. McElhaney in the right wing will carry it in. Sends it deep near corner. Rue and Cantor there. And they'll run some traffic. St. Thomas digs it out. They'll go back the other way. 3 men back here. Nice job for the Pointers. Barnes trying to get through Beauvais, and he hammers him into the near side. Cleared out. Carter Rue with a beautiful job to corral a pass. He'll come in. Cantor coming. Also McElhaney comes in. McElhaney shot. Blocker save made by Rolko. Rebound to the near corner. St. Thomas off the near wall. Beauvais at the red line. Cross ice to Bittner. He'll come in. Bittner puts the brakes on, sends it deep. McReynolds giving chase for Stevens Point. 5 minutes to go in the third. Stevens Point a 1-goal lead. Logan Fredericks behind the net. Turns, fires a shot. Rolcool is saved. Rebound behind the net. McReynolds tries to dig it out. Fredericks will get it. Stole it. He'll come back in front. Couldn't get free for a shot. And it's Spencer Zwiener back the other way. He's the lone man for St. Thomas. Bittner took it away. Ahead for Fredericks, but out of his reach. McReynolds trying to get to it. The Tommies reverse it back in the far corner. Up the wall, they fan on a clearing attempt, and Fredericks pokes it free. Very short shifts here by the Pointers in the third period. St. Thomas, lead pass ahead, gets around Qualiata. They'll come in, got a man coming up the middle. Reichman watches it go by. Now St. Thomas behind the net. Zwiener tries to center. Alleman forces him around, and they send it back deep to the far side. Fredericks still jamming for it. Out high to the point it comes. Shot fired. Rickman a save. He pushes the rebound to the far corner. Now it's Alleman behind his own net. He'll get possession of it and able to skate it out now. Lifts it up through the neutral zone. Leaping effort by Radetic to gain control of it, and he'll send it back in. St. Thomas will execute a line change here. 4 minutes to go in regulation. Duffin breaks it up near the Stevens Point blue line. Lead pass up ahead, turned up, but St. Thomas is off sides. Now they'll come in right through the middle. Shot pushed just wide near side. Turnover by the Pointers, nearly costly. Here's Tanner Carty on the near side. He'll flip it ahead, picks his pocket. Zach brings it ahead, trying to get it back to his forehand. Almost bounced free to Carty. They'll chase it on the far side. Off the glass, bouncing puck is corralled there by Elijah Latimer of the Tommies. He'll clear it ahead. Corrali back to McLean off the referee and out of the reach of B.J. Duffin here on the near side. St. Thomas will get it. They throw it in the roof. We get a whistle. 3:29 to go here in regulation.
Yeah, back and forth action, Tommy. Good defensive hockey by the Pointers, and these blue lines become more and more important as this game wears on. The Pointers have been so good at their defensive blue line, making sure they get the puck out at the very least, getting the puck out, making St. Thomas reset, and then get the puck down the length of the ice to get some offense going.
Shots now 32-22 in favor of the Pointers. Sean, this team, St. Thomas, only gave up 20 shots last night to Eau Claire. Puck rattled into the St. Thomas end by Stevens Point. Miller trying to slow it down. Kind of threw an arm up like he was being held, but no call. Austin Kelly got a skate on it. It goes straight up in the air. Kelly will get possession of it. Back the other way he comes. They'll send it deep. Rolcool cuts it off behind the net. Ooh, Kelly almost poked it free again. St. Thomas ahead, off the boards. Bittner says no thank you and sends it right back, but right to Panvica. He'll try to get it deep. Panvica lost the handle on it. McElhaney pokes it free. McElhaney trying to get there. St. Thomas on the back check cleared it. Near side, here comes Gravelli. Gravelli trying to go wide. Beauvais hammers him into the near corner. A big check there that, boy, the student section loves right down in front of him. Shot redirected in front. Rebound is there. Cleared out. Bittner to the far side. Here comes McElhaney. 2.5 to go in regulation. McElhaney submarined on the far side, but got it to Carter Rue. Rue coming around, trying to get a wraparound backhander. Now tries to chip it to Cantor in the near corner. 2:20 to go in regulation. Up the wall in the near side. What do we have?
No change,
No
Tommy.
change. Is the net off?
What? Someone lost their helmet, Tommy.
All right, so St. Thomas in the near corner.
That lost their.
They will let them change, right?
Yes, they
Yeah.
should let them change.
Or does Point get to change? Yeah, they'll let them change. And now Carty on the near side setting up, and the faceoff should stay in the St. Thomas end. 2:20 to go in the third. Jeff Besser and the Tommies still have a timeout in their pocket.
They do.
Stevens Point used theirs. All right, it is. This right to the front of the net. Raver couldn't get to it. 2:15 to go. Far side. Colin Raver will get to this, though. He'll backhand it, but it goes right to the stick of Alex Trapp. Tried to clear it out. Raver stole it away. Raver 3-on-1 coming in. Raver coming wide. Trying to center it in front. Instead goes back behind the net and then got tied up. Big hit behind the net. Raver went down, and St. Thomas in transition. Left wing Radetic. Radetic far side. And boy, looked like a pick play there. Backhanded shot. Rickman with a save.
There's the sophomore goaltender, not getting a lot of work here in the third period, as that's only the 5th shot on goal for St. Thomas here in the third. And a good save. And then you're right, that was a pick play at the blue line to free up the Tommies offensively. Good save in deep on Connor Rickman.
Minute 52 to go in the third. St. Thomas will take their timeout, and it looks like, let's see, waiting for an update here from Hobbs. Eau Claire was leading St. Mary's 3-1 here, as must be a lot of wireless traffic up here tonight. It's taken a bit to upload. Yep, 3:44 to go there. 3-1 is the blue goal lead. It is now a final. Sean Stout gets a couple of wins on the weekend. Shaping up to be a pretty good weekend for the WIAC here.
Yeah, good weekend. That's what we talk about, Tommy, all season long, how in these non-conference weekends, it's important for the WISC to flex their muscles.
Build your resume.
Build them up. Build it up.
And let's not forget Wednesday night. Join us at Goose on Main. 6 o'clock. It's our first Pointer Hockey Radio Coaches Show. Tyler Krieger, Sean McMahon, myself will get some of the fellas to come in. And right here on SportsFan and 100.5, SportsFan1005.com, or again, mobile device, be it Android, iPhone, iPad, whatever. Use the TuneIn Radio app, search WDTX. Sean St. Olaf has gotten a late one here. They have forced overtime in Superior. All right, minute 52 to go. Rocole, the goaltender, remains in the pipes. So, face off to the right side of Connor Rickman.
Got to win this face off, Tommy.
All right, Kelly, Miller, and Duffin out there for point. And I think both Brennan Miller and Tanner Barnes creeping in there. Off the draw, Kelly got it free. Bittner, beautiful job to get it out, but a better job by St. Thomas to hold it in. Now around, crashing in is Beauvais. Big crash behind the net. They pile up behind the Stevens Point net. Beauvais around the boards. Hit a Tommy defender. Should be no icing. Yep, they wave it off. Minute and a half to go. We'll keep an old guy on the goaltender roll call with a minute and a half to go. Racing ahead, Austin Kelly forces it wide, near side. Beauvais with a big hit at the blue line. Now it's Bittner coming, near side. Duffin with a nice job. Here's Austin Kelly back the other way. Might be an odd man rush. Minute 15 to go. Kelly holds off, feeds it back to the middle. Miller with a shot, raised it high. Duffin with a chance at the rebound. He'll eat it up in the far corner with a minute 10 to go. Duffin between two purple jerseys. Pointers able to change the other two. They'll come back on the near side. Carty whacking after it. McLean a big hit to free it up. And they'll go ahead. Duffin pokes it in the zone. Under a minute to go in regulation. Stevens Point with a 2-1 lead. Behind the net, Zek racing after it. Now the goaltender roll call looks to the bench. He'll stay there. Pointer forecheckers are not allowing St. Thomas past the red line, so he is not able to get out of the net. Behind the net they go. This is Gents. Gents holds it. Now he'll skate out. Raver lines him up. They'll come near side. Poked it free again. McLean will get possession of it. Goaltender is off. Extra attacker on here for St. Thomas, and Drew McLean flips it into the net and out of play with 28 seconds remaining.
You hate to see that happen, Tommy. Drew didn't have much of an angle to chip it off the glass, and the puck rolls up on his stick and flips it into the netting. So a face-off deep in the Pointer zone will come here. And who's been the man on these these defensive zone face-offs all weekend?
Kelly.
Austin Kelly.
Yep. Will step in.
He's as good as it gets, him and Carter Rue.
28 seconds remaining. Extra attacker on for the Tommies. A pair of 10s to the right side of Connor Rickman. Off the draw, Pointers force it wide. Bittner behind the net to Beauvais. Rattles it around, takes a bad bounce. Pointers can't control. Comes into the near corner, 20 seconds remaining. Here's Beauvais getting again off the glass on the far side, but not out. Pointers bang for it, and it comes back behind the net again. Bittner to the near side, drags it. He'll just try to eat it. 10 seconds remaining. Ryan Bittner eating it up near side. BJ Duffin forces it wide. St. Thomas turns, shot, redirected, save made. Pointers clear it out. That'll do it. Final seconds go, Stevens Point. Boy, I tell you what, both these teams empty the tank here tonight. Stevens Point with a big win. 2-1 over a very good St. Thomas team.
Absolutely, Tommy. Great 60 minutes of hockey here for the Pointers tonight. They got better as this game wore on, and they played their best 20 minutes of this young season here tonight in the third period. Tanner Carty goal is the difference.
That is a whale of a hockey game. So Stevens Point. St. Thomas was high flying coming into the weekend, and Stevens Point, as we said, Sean, this is a big portion of their schedule coming up here. And boy, you get a win like this.
Yep.
Played very well. That's probably the most complete 60 minutes from Stevens Point so far.
Oh, absolutely, Tommy.
And what a goaltending performance by Andrew Rokel.
Yeah, he played awfully well.
Goodness gracious.
And we'll get the luxury of seeing
see
these
guys
Tommies again in a couple weeks.
Yep. St. Thomas will play Utica in the tournament. Stevens Point Nichols, which should be some fun. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back for our post-game show. We will give you a recap, give you some final scores. We can. We'll get the thoughts of Pointers coach Tyler Krieger, and we'll pick our Pointer Blue Line Club player of the game. Stevens Point beat St. Thomas 2-1. Back with our post-game show in 2 minutes on Sportsfan 100.5.